This pawn's incredible.
Amazing. Oh, you seen the size of them?
Fucking huge, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus. Dave, you need to turn away, mate. That's disgusting.
I know. Just pick his daughter.
I put a picture of that up.
Corey's loving it.
I feel like it's going to have me eye.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Just into that. Nothing to see here. Nothing happening. It's fine.
Nothing to see here.
Boom. There's my stream. We got caught out there, lads. Next time we'll keep that private. So yeah, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Trips with Daz live on a Saturday night in. How are we all doing? See some familiar faces in chat. So good evening, chat. Hope you're all well and fine. Tonight, 4 of us in here and myself. So we'll go around the panel, just let them introduce themselves. I'm sure you know who they all are, but we'll just see what they've been up to. Who should we start with? Let's start with Connor. How you doing?
The boring one. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm all good. And not much been going on really. Just work and chilling out. I've done nothing today but play PlayStation in my pants.
Oh, sexy.
I obviously had a t-shirt on, but
you want to put it on a cupboard or on a shelf or something? You don't want to put it in your pants.
You ain't got an airy chest like Dave, have you?
No, I keep control of all that shit. Look at that, man. It's like a Yeti.
Sloppy rug.
Escaping, Connor.
Fancy seeing Connor in the bath.
Oh, I do. It's amazing.
PlayStation.
You ever watch a god fly down from the sky? It's exactly the same.
Miguel's in, your biggest fan, Daz, and my biggest fan, and Connor's biggest fan, and Craig's
Hello. Biggest fan, number
Shout
one.
out to Heather Graham.
Hello, Heather Graham.
In the,
Hi, Heather.
chat.
Yeah.
Is that the one that we think's fake? That is probably not fake. That is definitely still fake.
Too nice to be watching us, that's for sure.
Luke Smith says hello, David. So fuck the rest of us.
Am I missing something? Where's the balloons? Is there a banner going across the bottom? Because I can't see it.
No, not on my screen.
No?
No.
No.
Pew, 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 pew. Where is Tom? There we go.
That Heather Graham's just put Daz is the best channel. The rest is shit.
Oh, wow. Okay. Get in there, Daz.
She's fucking
We
honest.
still love you, Heather.
She
I do.
knows. You haven't friend requested me though, have you?
She's accepted mine.
That's a fake one.
The
She
difference
keeps
is
the real. She keeps
she
the
added
real.
me
The
and
real.
Dave.
Craig,
She keeps the real Heather Graham to the prime.
ask her for a dick pic. Ah, dear. I'm sure
There's
she's
a
real.
Ryan too.
I'm sure
in
she's
chat as
real.
well.
Toward the end of the stream, Daz, I think we should get Heather on live so we can tell her how great we are.
Yeah, and how
Yeah.
great she is. Judging by the pictures, anyway. Keep them coming, Ever.
3 minutes.
Probably not the best
yeah.
choice of word there, Daz.
Who the hell's Ryan too?
I don't know. We got some trolls in the chat.
That'll be Alistair.
Someone's gone to a lot of work.
And it looks
to
like
make
a name he would.
I don't understand how you can get pissed, look after your nan, and still troll a YouTube chat at the same time.
So-
live today. Apparently.
Have you done telling everybody, Connor? You done? Yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing much is going on with my life, mate.
All right then. Fair play.
Thank you for asking, though.
I like to take care of my guests and make
Oh, well, there was no beer. I had to buy my own. So.
they're having no troubles. You can talk to Uncle Darren, you know.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Uncle Dan sounds like one of those paedophiles. You know, the uncle you're not allowed to talk about.
He sounds like one of those paedophiles.
Oh, that uncle. We don't talk about that uncle.
He's been in prison for fun times.
Yeah.
It's all right, everyone. That's just Dave's dark side. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Dave.
That's my uncle I'm talking about.
Dave, would you like to introduce yourself? Where you're from? What you've been up to?
Hello,
You know
my
the
name's,
score. Just
my
let
name's
everyone know
David.
that you're doing all right.
and I'm a fun fair enthusiast.
Right,
Yeah,
so previous to that, an alcoholic.
yeah.
Oh,
And a grizzly
No, yeah.
bear.
I'm well, cheers, Daz, mate. Looking forward to tonight. Not been done much today. I've been building connects. That's it.
cool. Filming it.
Yes.
What you been building, Dave?
There's only one way you can film connect. It's getting boring now. So,
I think you've about got all the
Supercharged,
Connect models, ain't you, in terms of fares?
yep.
There ain't many, is there?
No, I think I've got most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've
Super
loved the
Crabs
ones
is on.
you've done,
Daz,
so.
Super Crabs is on.
Who would?
Something's crawled through.
Oh,
Yeah, super crabs.
Cage's funfair videos. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. You didn't have to, but thank you. Appreciate it. You're back at work, aren't you, Dave?
Yeah, I was back out a month ago.
Yeah, yeah. Are you
We're
back
back
for
to normal now, mate. Apart from the fairs
Right.
being shut.
Yeah, well, yeah. End of the year, mate. Back at let's
2021.
2020. Yeah, 20. Yeah. No fairs this year. Forget that. 2021. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Funfair and friends, Macaulay. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, sir. Bored. Same
Bored?
sort of different day.
Come to the right place then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but not too bad, sir.
Awesome. All right. And
That
finally,
Heather Graham sounds a lot like Mark. Sorry, mate.
What, you reckon it is, Mark?
Well, it says no way Dave will get to Goose Fair or a hole where he is whipped too far for him. Now that sounds something like Mark would say.
Hmm.
But how are you, Craig?
Ever sussed him out?
Craig up there.
Is he up there? Up there.
Yeah, I'm a bear. That's the one. Am I? I'm fine. Bored, but I'm fine.
You bored in the house and in the house bored.
Yeah, I had a bit of fun today trying to cause arguments on Coaster Crazy's Facebook by criticising his monk's wank photos. But other than that, it's all been good.
I saw that and I thought I'll go back to
video.
this.
Am I the only person in here who's never been to A, Monk's Wank, and B, Fort Park?
I've never been to Monk's Wank.
I've never been.
So you can never call me a theme park fanny because I haven't even been to Fort
You've been
Park.
to,
That's
you've been to
how
Alton
much
Towers.
I
I've
look
been
to
to
fairs.
I've been to the tip of
Of
Monk's
course I've
Wank,
been to
but
Alton
I've never
Towers.
gone
It's
down.
one step away.
You put the
Theme
tip
park
in,
fanny.
Craig.
I had a little dip in Monk's Wank, but I've never gone the full length. That counts.
Craig just put the tip in, test the
I just
waters.
tested the
Just
waters.
used the tip and then left. So
Sit the water.
Put
Yeah.
two in, Craig.
I got
so David,
I
he's
got
got to the
halfway
knuckle.
down. I got halfway down the M1 and that was enough for me. I turned around.
Two
Couldn't do
summons
it.
for you, mate.
Yeah, fucking hell. When I got past Watford Gap, that was it. I knew I was kind of London area, and it's like no,
Yeah, that's my threshold.
Southern Fanny.
They go past Watford.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it then, isn't it? We've introduced us all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Paul,
Bye.
hey, look, Paul's a massive IceJet fan. We kind of need him in here, I think.
Say what?
Ooh, we'll have some of
Is that
that.
because
You get Paul in here.
he met his number one fan Shane Cherry outside IceJet?
Yeah, Paul is
loves
the
IceJet. He
number
needs to come
one
in.
IceJet and New York rider.
Paul,
Isn't
just tell your missus to fuck off and get in here.
it? Yeah.
Hey, that's why he stay in the fucking bedroom. Look.
Yeah, I
Paul.
don't say that.
BT vlogs, take that mini skirt off and put trousers on. Fuck's sake.
What's your
There's
Craig?
some more quality.
You want Connor?
What are you drinking?
Rona. No. Bloom.
Oh,
Oh, is that the ready mixed in the
It's a pink gin. It's a dry gin with rose lemonade.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't fancy the rose bit. That sounds a bit like it could totally ruin the gin. In all honesty,
No, it's all right actually.
Push
I think
drink.
you're supposed to pour it into a glass with stuff and be part of it. Just swing it from the
Yeah.
bottle.
Put a few raspberries in it like Dave would.
Oh, mate, you need some fruit in there.
You do. You got to have fruit or some kind of garnish in a gin.
Lemon works, raspberries work.
That's where Craig goes. I don't do
I've
cocktails.
only got a fucking apple. I don't think I'll get it.
Lemon, lime, botanicals, they
I've only
work.
got a fucking apple.
Yeah, Tyler's woman drink.
Hey, people can drink what they want.
So now I drink.
Mandy says, are we all on the
Not
razzle
anymore. Pink gin's the bomb.
apart from Dave? Dave, are you on the razzle, mate?
No, I've got nothing in front of me. No drink.
Dry
at all.
Saturday, eh? Dry Saturday. Give Sam a shout.
Actually, I might. I don't know if I'm
I'll
brave
call her
enough.
if you want, Dave.
Give her a quick text for me.
I'll give her a call and say, can you run Dave a drink?
Pink gin, please, with some raspberries.
Nip down the office for him. Get some fruit.
I might have to have a gin or two in a bit.
I tell you what, I wish I'd brought more than one bottle of that. That is the drunk bollocks.
Who goes to a supermarket and just buys one bottle?
One bottle of drink.
I brought various.
Or was it Patel's Corner Shop that you just popped into?
I brought various bottles, but this was the last one left. So,
A Heineken, Connor.
actually, tell you what, I've got another drink, so I'm good for a couple of hours.
Get your hands off my honey, baby.
And I've just got a generic lager.
Wife beater.
Wife beater juice.
And a little wife
I know
beater.
wife
Luckily
beater,
you're not
yes.
married, Daz.
Macaulay, what's your drink of choice tonight?
Lemonade.
Right, let's ban him.
He's not old enough, is he?
Hey,
No.
Well, I'm sure
lemonade.
he's not bad.
Macaulay's lemonade's fine. He's just made my pink gin and lemonade look quite
Yeah.
tough.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that dress you're
Here's the
wearing
colour.
under the desk, Craig, that don't.
Nice to see you wearing sleeves tonight, Craig. You've got to be honest.
Oh, I love him in
Yeah,
a
well,
vest.
that
Well, no,
temperature's
I thought-
dropped, hasn't it? So,
I thought I'd make the effort, you know.
PT Vlog fruit shoots.
Shout out to George Cobley.
shout out to
Get
what's
Cobley
his
on.
name now? John Horseman.
Yeah, no, Captain's
Bit more of a Capri Sun, though, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Bit more of a
Oh,
Capri
we should
Sun.
get him on one of these
Super
lives.
mild. Imagine I went to the supermarket and didn't buy any
I have
alcohol.
tried getting John Horseman in, but
What
He's
gives
too
man?
shy.
yeah,
He's very shy.
we want to hear that catchphrase, don't we? Yeah.
Has anyone found out what's in his bag yet?
In whose
Dildo.
I
bag?
don't want to know.
Well, he carries
Well, Connor,
he carries around a Sainsbury's bag, doesn't he? And no one knows what the fuck's in it.
Rubber dick.
Connor,
something like that.
you know Roy Cropper
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Edge Street.
Yeah.
Just
Roy's
think
Roll.
of his bag like that. It's his private life, mate. He will not show you what's in that bag. If you get to find out what's in that bag, message me.
BT Vlog still thinks he's doing a quiz show because he's just put the question shout out to Dave's little light of his. So I assume we've got to fill in the last question.
Oh, there come the dick pictures then. Go on, if you want to get it over with, lads, get it over with.
No dick pictures here tonight.
I've got one. but
Luke
it's
Smith,
from-
yes, I'm all right, thank you, Luke. Luke, tell us about your live stream earlier on Facebook, and can we still go back and watch it, or did you delete it?
No
We're
stupid chat on
interested to know,
Facebook.
mate.
Someone's put it's Madeleine McCann.
Oh, too early.
Did you have any thick veiny cocks on your live stream, Luke?
I
don't
don't
think
think
you
it
do.
played personally, but you never know.
I-
It depends
I-
on the
you know what would be
show.
really good?
Yes, I mean, who's to tell?
It'd
Not
be great if he
fake
comes
news,
back and says yes.
They're
A
all
very,
really
very,
good
very,
games,
very,
Hang
very
on, I think
veiny one.
Dave's just about to start the
Yeah,
next
they're
horse
not
race, so
doing anything
place your bets now. And they're at the start of the and he's number 4 in the lead, and number 26 is coming out down the right hand side. And he's still number 4, number 4, number 4. Oh, 26 is tucking in. Oh,
It's like it's about to start playing fucking maracas, isn't it?
Yeah, John Buxton, isn't it?
Like a Mexican band. Viva!
It's like the Derby Racer, isn't it? Hey, who loves to play that? That's an awesome game, isn't it?
I need a fluffy hood thing.
Yeah, what was that dude's name who used to be dead eccentric with the outfits?
Not Des Lyman. Lyman.
No, scruffy dude.
Oh yeah, I know. Long hair.
John McCurry, was it? Something like that. Yeah, he
Something
died,
like
didn't
John
he?
McQuarrie.
Something like that. John McQueer. I don't know.
That'll do. John McQueen.
Yo. I've got nothing to stand my microphone on, so I've got to hold it.
Yeah,
Put it on your Christmas weight.
Put it on my belly.
Hey, Dave, you could take that microphone to the fairs, mate. It looks like it was extended meters.
Sam, go away. Bring me a
No,
drink
Sam,
up.
don't go away.
Pink gin. On the rocks.
Dave, you want to tell that to your next vlog?
On the rocks. Really?
Yeah, man, with some raspberries.
I've got a few raspberries in chat.
I've got a few coming out my backside. Jesus.
Yeah, I think those are great, Steph.
I still think Paul needs to be here to defend his machine, IceJet. His machine, man. Come on.
Yeah, but I reckon you've ridden it more than he has.
I've done it loads actually. To be fair, only once at night though, believe it or
I
not.
think I've ridden New York the most out of everyone. I did it 5 times last year.
I've done it twice ever, and that was before they had like the upgrade. So
You've missed nothing yet, Jake. We haven't even started.
I was going to do it
I saw
MK
Paul with
last
IceJet
year,
was when
but
he
it
was
broke
waving
down.
over Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you ride it at all last year, Dave?
No, not once. That's why it wasn't
Really?
on my top 10
Bonjour,
ride of the year.
Lamarck in chat.
Right then, shall we get on to the topic of the evening, which obviously how this is going to work. We'll have a review on 2 rides that will go head to head with each other per week or whenever I decide to do another one. And the winner of, say, tonight's will then go into a grand final, and then we'll basically pick out the best ride in the ones that win.
Does this mean you're going to shoehorn atmosphere into the next round?
No. I'm just going to be sat on the fence. I'm hosting it, so I can be biased.
We put Superstar in there.
I've not ridden it, so I can't really
There was no
discuss
one else
it.
there, I don't think.
No, exactly. But if you want to come on and put
Yeah,
your
but
opinion
I
across,
swear Top Star was supposed to be the best one.
That's supposed to be the best one, but I've not done it.
Top Star. Which
Macaulay
one's
done
that?
it?
When I went to
No, I
Hull,
ain't done it.
No.
Hang on a minute.
Michael Houghton's.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, the one that went to Hull.
He went to Oxford last year.
Yeah, well, I missed it. I didn't even know it were there.
Yeah, I was the only one that vlogged it. I said to Dave come up, but he couldn't. He had
No, at
something
Hull.
going on.
It was at Hull, but it was on a separate.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and I didn't even know. So yeah, basically, whatever wins tonight, it's going to be a difficult one because there are 2 amazing rides. Totally different, but both unique, both amazing, and both deserve to be the best in out of the 2. You could call it a draw, to be honest with you, and who knows that. And then that saves me getting lynched by either Cy Abbott's or what's it?
Nah, sorry, it's a big old kitten. He'll be alright.
Yeah. What's his name? IceJet.
Mark,
Come on,
Mark's just, sorry, Mark. Hey, Dave, hope you're well. Dan has been on the phone. They want the top of airbag.
Terence Reeves and Cy Abbott. So both their machines.
But they should feel honoured to be here because they're 2 of the best machines in the country. So there's no loser.
Exactly. No. So anyway, this is how it's going to work. Obviously, I want the chat to get involved. If anyone wants to voice their opinion and on to troll, we can even get you on here and you can have your say, which will be interesting, and it keeps you all, involved as well. So let me know if you want to come on and discuss either of those 2 rides, and we'll get you in and you can have your say for 5 minutes, and then we'll kick you out. But
We'll tell you that you're wrong. And
Can I do the booting?
yeah, of course you can. I'll let
Cheers,
you
mate.
be in charge of that. So I'm going to put it into categories, but first off in the chat, can you just let me know if you have ridden IceJet, if you have ridden New York, or if you haven't ridden any of them, but it is on your radar, your bucket list, whatever you want to call it. Comment in the chat, IceJet, New York, if you've ridden them. And then let's see if anyone in here hasn't even ridden any of them. So we'll leave that running for a couple of minutes and we'll look back at it. But how this is going to work, we'll we'll chat about it, and we'll let you lot in the chat obviously get involved as well. But we'll discuss it on both rides. This is their appearance and looks. So when you walk up to it and you get that wow factor, discuss that. What kind of effects, lighting, music, atmosphere it's created. The ride factor, so actually riding the ride, how you feel about that. The showmanship, so that would be Cy Abbott's or Terence when they're operating the rides, what kind of show they're giving you. Yeah, very. We'll talk a bit about the ride details, i.e. where these rides originate from, how they've transformed over time. And then we'll obviously finish off with a little roundup and the rideability, whether you kind of keep going back to that ride and want to ride it again. So if everybody's cool with that, are they?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. So we'll just see what everyone.
A load of people have done both, which is good.
Yeah. So
Mandy Mole said she stopped riding years ago.
We don't know about your sex life.
You should keep your private life private, Mandy. You don't want to let it all out in here. Trust me, this isn't no Deirdre or anything like that.
I wonder if Heather's within MA.
She's definitely been on.
Heather seems to have disappeared.
No, she said she's ridden both.
Oh, is she? She's there, is she?
Yeah.
Right then, so Tyler, IceJet, back in 2016, never seen it.
In between trips to Australia for work.
PT vlogs, I've only done New York once, but he's done IceJet many a times with
Hashtag Shane Cherry.
And then he's going to come in here in a minute and say, well, you rode New York with Shane at Goose Fair. Well, no, I didn't. He stalked me a bit.
Did you ride it with him at Goose Fair?
No, he stalked me. He followed me onto the ride.
No. I
felt too bad to kick him out.
In a car with Shane Cherry.
Did he follow you onto the slip as well?
I had a sign up. You over here. I'm over here.
Cutting some slack. He was desperate for friends back then.
Oh dear. Yeah, where was it? Snowstorm, the winner. Yeah, we're not talking about that one. I don't know what even that is.
Snowstorm, that is a good looking Super Bowl.
Yeah. IceJet gang, hey Daz, he's talking about his live stream. French Mark, IceJet, both stunning machines.
They are.
IceJet
Both
for
machines
speed.
wouldn't look out of place in the European fair.
Yeah, New York, IceJet.
No, especially with New York having the Statue of Liberty in the centre now.
I haven't seen it, Connie. I need to get on that
wicked.
next year.
Finished
I was going to
it.
say this year, but
Gage's Fun Fair videos. IceJet is my winner.
I have
Great
said
atmosphere and
that,
presentation.
I do think,
New York
that bit of
is
tarp
stunning.
that goes around the middle of the ride,
yeah.
that's currently like a big star. I do think it should be
American
like the ocean. That makes
Oh, yeah.
sense. Because
Yeah,
the
like-
Statue of Liberty is out there on an island, isn't it? So I do
Yeah.
think that should all be it would look good if that was all like the ocean.
Yeah, I thought about
Yeah,
the
that'd be
American
cool.
flag.
Jay did an IceJet, but New York is on his bucket list. You need to find it, mate. It's awesome. Ryan's done IceJet. Needs to do New York. So it seems like most have probably ridden IceJet, but a lot are on the hunt for New
They
York.
both seem to do quite a lot of fairs together at the moment. Like last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
there were quite a
yeah.
few
Well, there was
fairs
both
together.
at Goose,
Milton Keynes.
Keynes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not Kings.
It was a good fair, that was, Milton Keynes. I enjoyed it. Shame
I
the-
went. New York was down, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that'll teach you to go on the first.
Oh, that's where I went over to vlog that fair and they were
Try
shut.
rags the shit out of it.
And then
Oh, yeah.
I dropped his trophy off, and then 2 weeks, I think it was like 2 months or something like later, and he said the wind blew it over, but I knew it was one of you. One of you made my trophy fall over. Telling you,
It probably got struck by lightning. It's so bloody tall.
it got struck by Dave Stratton.
I didn't touch it, man. Honestly. Anyway, I've always been told the littler they are, the better. That's what my missus says.
Yeah.
Yeah. From my one tiny trophy, that is.
So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just.
Do you agree with what Hannah said, though? Now that he's got the Statue of Liberty in the middle, that the star in the middle, you know, the covering kind of looks out of place on it now.
I think it'd be
Daniel
really good if they
Robinson
make it as the ocean.
Sorry to bother you, everyone. Just sorry to put in. Just seen this. New York was down at Goose when I went. I didn't think it went down at Goose, did it?
Well, I was there. You was there one day, and then I was there with you the day after. I was there with Craig for a day as well, and it was never down.
It was fine on the Friday night. It was open all night on the Friday night.
Yeah, and I went Sunday as well because I met Ghost the Crazy. And,
You're on the
telly now. Shout out to
Friday's not in here
Andy
tonight.
Money, probably coming back from Monk's Wank.
He did it in his vlog, Daz.
I was in his vlog, wasn't I? I looked a bit shifty behind him. I don't know what I was doing.
You look really small next to everyone.
Everybody looks small, bloody next to bloody Andy Murray.
Next to Connor, man. He makes everyone look.
Mummy. Andy Murray's a tennis player, isn't he? He's no tennis player, that is a fact.
Shout out to Cowstar Crazy.
Cowstar Crazy.
Cowstar Crazy.
But yeah, Daniel, if you can just drop a message in the chat when it was down, because I've never noticed it was down. But
To be fair, Sky Abbott just absolutely rinsed the shit out of it, didn't he? Full speed,
to be
full
fair,
throttle.
it gives you a full experience.
I mean, no good for the motor at all, but he don't give a shit, does he? Just
Apparently it was on the first night, which would have been the Wednesday, and that was the night neither of us went. So yeah, that explains it. So
Nationwide Amusements has dropped.
Yeah.
Probably without clothes on.
hello Nationwide. How you doing, Mark?
I tell you what, we were talking about dick pics earlier. If there's one bloke that sends you a dick pic, that's him.
With Gary.
No! Oh,
Very nice, Connor. He pointed to Gary on the screen.
Gary, stop sending dick pics.
And that was on his first night. He sent them as well.
It's always best to get it out of the way early.
Right then, anyway, so I think we've got a gist of what everyone's done and not done in the chat. I think a lot are looking out for New York. A lot more seem to have been an IceJet. So that may be where that poll that I did is kind of taking the lead with IceJet. We'll look at that at the end and just let that run a bit longer. But so in terms of obviously both rides, in terms of the appearance, anybody want to discuss any of that? What you think when you first walk up to either machines?
First time I ever saw.
Sorry, just quick. In the chat, get involved with that question as well, and then we'll read through those after. Sorry, go on, Dave.
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever saw New York. It was the last day of the fair, and it was all folded away. So that was really
Swindon Link.
Swindon Link. It was the last day, and it was all been folded away.
So you didn't even get to ride it?
No, I read it, but it was all like half built because they were obviously pulling down. The first time I actually saw it at its full glory was Milton Keynes 2018. It absolutely blew me away. That one ride, it won my ride of the year just for that one ride.
Yeah.
Again, like back then, it wasn't even nowhere near as good as it is now, and it still blew me away.
I can remember seeing that first vlog when you first rode it.
Yeah.
You was really like, praising it for
Oh.
everything. And I can remember you saying something like, it's not so much about the ride, it was more the experience and the whole package and the showmanship of it and stuff. And
it was rough as shit.
But
it was rough as shit, but the overall package on the ride,
it still is rough. It still is rough.
Snow coming down, like the music, the New York music, it just blew me away.
Yeah. Just how he puts the whole thing together, it's amazing. It is. Show on wheels, I kind of call it. But yeah, I mean, it's not by far a smooth ride at all. That kind of adds to it, if that makes sense. I think more than anything, especially at full throttle. Wow. But we'll get onto some of that in a bit. But in terms of its whole, frontage, the statues,
Yeah.
how it's presented, it's lighting and stuff like that. It's
Cheer,
a
Ryan,
stunning
mate.
machine.
Give me a tenner,
Cheers for
guys.
the £10 super chat, Ryan.
What a
Crazy,
legend.
man. Thank you very much. You don't have to.
Have you
That'll
taken
be
the
awesome.
time to even look at the top board, like all the
Yeah,
little
all the
nods to
detail
New
in
York?
there, all the stuff associated with New York, New
Yeah.
York.
Like
So much
taxis,
time has
trains.
just gone into that, right?
There's no stabbings on there, though, is there?
No, what?
There's no stabbings on there.
He's working on that.
Just a thought.
2021, Connery, I think.
Come out at the top of the board.
Yeah, and then again it's a similar story with first time I bumped into IceJet. It was at Dorset Steam Fair, and I went during the day, and the cycle was actually.
That was just in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that vlog as well.
They run it like family cycle during the day, and obviously faster at night. So I wasn't impressed the first time I'd done that either, and that was at the Dorset Steam Fair.
Yeah.
And again, the first time I saw that at night was the same fair as I did at New York, Milton Keynes, and that thing just blew my socks off.
It's like on both rides, it's never like I can never spot a LED or bulb out. It's
Oh,
they're
no.
well looked after.
No.
I mean, to be fair, the first time I saw New York was at Beaches Fair in Reading last year, and I was talking to Si for about an hour and a half, and he says, "Yeah, I take so much care with it and everything." And then I said to him, "There's a light out on those stairs," and he went, "Oh fuck me, yeah, there is."
That's the kind of thing I
outside.
know.
That's the type of thing you would say, that, isn't it?
Oh fuck me, yeah, there is. Yeah,
Is that the fair where Andy was giving him advice about his roller coaster?
yeah, that was it. Yeah. And I think it was whose paratrooper is that blue and white one, the one that needs a paint job?
That's Billy Davis.
Yeah,
Billy Davis.
that was there. Beaches Dodgems were there. They had their coaster that was in and out over a couple of weeks that they were there. I think Deacon Super Bowl was there.
Yeah,
Or
it was.
I don't know whether was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good fair, that one. I enjoyed that.
Mark's calling Heather Graham out in chat.
He is, yeah, I've just read that.
Leave him to it.
It looks like he's been detective as well. Because we saw
Thing is,
exactly the same. Yeah.
If Mark wants to find something out, he'll find it out.
But I mean, in terms of its appearance and looks, it doesn't matter where either machine is, whether it's IceJet or New York, wherever they are in a fair, they're totally like the centre of attention.
Yeah.
They're definitely the stars of the show. They're both, like I say, stunning and stuff like that. And
Especially when it starts to get dark. When it starts to get dark and the lights off, they just get better and better and better. They look absolutely stunning. They really do.
Totally agree. And I've been on the hunt for New York for some time, because generally it stays south more than coming up north. I know it used to do Hull and stuff like that, but that was before I kind of covered, bigger fairs like Hull and stuff. But luckily, obviously, came to Goose Fair last year. So after seeing both Connor's and Dave's vlogs is what drew me to it, and kind of put it on a bucket list as such to hunt it down. And then when I found it was going to Goose, I'm in the same opinion as you guys. Stunning machine, looks amazing.
Sorry, just to put in, Daniel Robinson in the chat's put, do you still get good cycles on both at busy fairs? I don't know whether that's the topic that we were going to talk about earlier, but I can just say that at Goose, when I was speaking to Si, he says that if he charges £3 a ride, you'll go backwards then forwards. If he charges £1 a ride, you'll go backwards then forwards. If he's got a queue, you'll still go back. So you'll still get the same ride cycle every single time.
Yeah.
I don't know about IceJet, but
Well, I was about to say regarding IceJet, and I think Daniel should know. With he's obviously been to Goose. If you want the best experience of IceJet, I would definitely ride it at Goose and nowhere else, because it's definitely
that's where I want to really ride that.
We rode it at last year's Goose, and you got a forward and back side through. That was insane.
They ramp it up. It looks just stunning at night. They ramp it up. The music is banging, and they'll even swing the cars as well, which is just another level. So And the cycles
between,
aren't
like-
shy on that either. So
The difference between the two that I've noticed is Cy used to run New York, New York. He used to run it forwards first, then backwards. With New York, New York, it's faster forwards than it is backwards. And then he kept getting people asking to get off. So that then he did the backwards cycle first, and then did the forward cycle. To sort of like to keep people happy, I suppose. With IceJet, they run it forwards first, don't they, and then backwards.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something to do with speed. I'm pretty sure you can run a Matterhorn faster than a Super Bob.
Yeah.
But
well,
I have
I've
a
heard
feeling.
that IceJet can go up to. I mean, we was going to talk about facts and stuff later, but I know it can run at some pretty serious speed that you probably don't realise you're doing that speed when you're on it.
The thing is, IceJet's not a Sabima, is it? It's made by the same people who make Dodgem cars. I can't remember what they're called. That's it, because of the B. Yeah. I don't think there's many of them about.
It's nowhere near the fastest Matterhorn I've ever been on. Nowhere
Too
near.
Fast and Furious.
And Screamer's the fastest Matterhorn I've ever done.
Is it faster than Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah.
Really?
But the thing is, IceJet's not about the speed, it's just about the experience, being on there.
IceJet's more, yeah. I mean,
IceJet's more about the show.
I think
isn't it?
IceJet, personally, like I say, you go to Goose, IceJet is fast.
You get a show, don't you? That's
I don't know whether to slow it down where, at various fairs or whatever.
See, when I went to that London fair where I first saw New York, New York, there was about 5 people on it, and Cy Abbott was still in there going, "Go baby, go baby."
It's always said though, hasn't it? Whether there's whether it's full or one person, they'll get
the same experience.
I thought that was pre-recorded.
Which I think, if I'm honest with you, I think that's the difference between New York, and IceJet is no matter what the fare and what the ride and what prices he's charging, the experience with Cy is the same every single time.
We did IceJet last year. We did it at Goose, and then we did it at the Liverpool Ice Festival. And there's absolutely no doubt it was running faster and longer at Goose Fair than Liverpool, without a shadow of a doubt.
Baby, Goose Fair is baby.
But it was definitely running faster at Goose.
I'd say to anybody that if you want the best experience, go to Goose, because that is where they kind of stage it as such for the.
Yeah, it's main event.
Goose Fair's like their baby. They've mentioned it many a times. They do like.
It's won a lot of awards there as well.
It's won a lot of awards, which kind of pisses Cy off a little bit, but.
Well, it was odd when we were at Goose. When we were at Goose, AB Danter come up to New York with the young Reeves. I can't remember his name. Is it Terrence?
Yeah.
He was stood outside the ride for a good half hour, 20 minutes, looking at it, and Abby Danter was doing a load of pointing, and they were chatting about something, but I don't know what it was. Whatever his name is, Abby. Basically, mate, get a proper name.
Yeah, Dave.
I'll just call you A from now on. A Danter.
Say what? If AB Danter stood outside tomorrow, that you know you got a good machine on your hands. I have to say that because look at his machines.
Yeah.
The Danter family, they know.
Same with Darren Matthews, though, isn't it? He's got a load of cracking machines.
Yeah.
That's
both them machines. There's no way you can walk past without looking at, stopping and looking.
Yeah.
Eye catching there. Just stunning, absolutely stunning.
So, Daz, PT Vlogs has put Polar Express is our fastest Matterhorn. Would you agree? Would you agree with that?
I think the fastest one I've ever ridden was at Hull, and I'm sure it was called Snowjet. That's faster than Polar Express, but Polar Express is quick. I think one of the slowest ones I've ever been on is Midnight Express and Freddy's Revenge.
There's about 3
shit nowadays.
The indoor one at Hull last year was rapid. It was faster than IceJet, I'd say, personally.
What was the one at Hull?
Macaulay?
It was the indoor one. I'm sure it was Polar Express, to be fair. Might be Snowjet, I don't know. At Hull, October.
Indoor?
Yeah, it's basically like IceJet, really.
Yeah, hang on, I've got it. Can I screen share?
Oh, you mean the roof on it?
Yeah.
I'll try and screen share, Daz.
That's Snowjet.
Fortnite.
No, it's not Snowjet. It's not Snowjet.
Is it that one? Oh no, not that one.
It's not.
That one. That one.
What one? Can't see anything.
Share my screen. At the bottom it says share screen.
Oh, sorry, I have to do it, do I?
Yeah. Is it that one?
Firefox.
But the Firefox logo, no, I don't think it's that, mate.
It should. Is it? What's it not? Is it not sharing anything?
That is fast, that
No.
one there, I've got to be honest.
Right, hang on. Yeah.
How do I
It
get
isn't,
rid
is
of
it?
that? How do I get rid of that? It says
Right, hang on.
my options are. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, 2 secs.
Everyone's saying Polar Express in the chat.
Just in
Let's
the
do
chat,
this
Right,
one.
press that.
Daniel
that,
Robinson
Daz.
has said, is there any difference between day and night rides? Yeah,
Oh,
Daniel, if you're going to ride them at night.
Daz,
Try that,
yours
Daz.
was
Does that
Polar,
work?
Polar Express. Yeah, that's the one.
Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Look who it's made by though.
It's a Beamer.
SBF.
SBF.
Oh.
SPF visa.
Oh, you sure? Sorry, mate. Just.
Yeah, Trevor, I agree. Too fast for Furious is amazing.
What happened there? Where's Connor gone?
I don't know.
Well,
I shared the screen and then Connor disappeared along with the share. So I'm
Shane
sure
Shelby's
he's back.
taken over.
I'm sure he'll be back.
I still want to do that Terminator marathon.
Yeah, PT Vlogs, Polar Express. I know, laugh out loud. Just a quick question here. It's a good one. What age do you think both of the rides are suitable for? I have a 7-year-old sister. Would she be okay?
I
Yes,
think so.
she would be
both.
okay on both of them.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Both of
that dropped
Matterhorn and a Super Bob are pretty good family rides. If you don't want a too fast to ride, then probably go in the daytime.
If
rather than a busy
it's any
fair at
help to
night.
him, at Leeds Fair, my 7-year-old went on New York, and he was
Yeah.
absolutely fine. He loved it.
Yeah.
He
I
hasn't
would
gone on
say-
IceJet yet, but he loved New York.
Yeah. I would say out of the two, New York for the first time, and then ease yourself up into IceJet, because obviously the cars swing out rather than just go round.
Put
And
the little
PT
one in.
Vlogs has just commented that Theo's been on both,
Yeah, and
and
Theo's
he's even
4.
younger, so
Yeah.
I think Theo's
Have you seen his
5 or
face
6.
on New York though? Bless him. He's like really like proper holding on.
He looked like he was happier than when he had his hair cut.
Shout out to Paul Sweetie here.
Macaulay, anything to add on appearance, looks, and Craig? I think we've gone through most
No,
of
I
it.
think you've pretty much
not
covered it
really.
all. Like, I mean, they're such good-looking rides. It's nigh on impossible to separate them on looks between them, because as rides go, they are two of the most perfect-looking and most eye-catching rides out there, really.
Yeah. 100%.
So to try and separate them is really difficult.
The only thing I'd mark New York down for is like the car up in the middle, like Connor said. It looks a bit out of place at the moment, where with IceJet, nothing looks out of place. And I remember riding it with Ty, and Ty even said, you feel cold when you're on that ride. You feel cold, it makes you feel cold because of the lights.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's weird, it's weird saying that.
Battery malfunction, I'll be back.
Why do you
Yeah.
feel cold?
It just makes you feel cold, the whole setting of it.
Yeah, I
The
suppose.
blue and the white, the
I
smoke.
suppose it probably doesn't help that he keeps spitting at you.
And yeah, it was November, so it was fucking cold. That's why it
Oh,
felt
they're
cold.
spitting on any rides, not with COVID.
No.
I can't mention that word.
Oh, we got this far without it, Daz.
Yeah, I did all right, didn't I?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What's that other one?
Dave, you
Matterhorn.
rode that Flying Bob that's gone to Blackpool Central Pier. You rode it in Wales when you went on
Well,
that
mate,
trip.
that was friggin'
So
amazing.
you have to talk to Paul about it.
What's
That was-
that one like?
That was one of the fastest we've ever done.
Quick is it?
Yeah, mate, you should watch the video. It's so good.
What is it? Is it a Super Bob or a
No,
Matterhorn?
it's a Matterhorn.
Matterhorn.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah, I've got a
Well, they
Super
got
Bowl
rid of
as
the
well.
Matterhorn, didn't they? Called Rock and Roll Express. It was at Blackpool for ages, and I
That
think.
was fucking on it, but everyone
Well,
said-
Zach was telling me about it. He said you literally thought like you was going to die.
yeah, I went
You know
on.
how typical Zach fashion. He thought he was going to die.
I went on for the first ride of the day. I don't think it had warmed up yet.
So you've been on that breakdance as well, then?
No, I didn't do South Pier.
No.
I've only done Central Pier then.
They're like half a bar away, away from each other.
Yeah, that might be the only thing opening. I forgot there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going
So-
down in Blackpool.
Not much.
Is everyone still living
Josh.
behind jail fences?
Is this where Daz makes us vote now?
Well, it's not really a vote.
Burn it to
but,
the ground.
You know, just,
I'll
it's,
tell you what I would prefer right now.
let's just say, right, on appearance and looks, me personally, I'm from my opinion, I'm going to say it's a draw. Because they're both.
I'm gonna go with off-ride.
I'm sitting on the
IceJet.
fence all night, mate. They're all going to get draws from me. Then I can't get either of them messaging me after they've watched this stream and say, "How can you be so biased towards that and not like, kiss my ass or something?" I love both machines. That's all
I
I'm
love
saying.
I love the polar bear with the smoke that comes out of
Yeah.
its mouth. I think that's fucking awesome. That is such a
Yeah,
good
it's
effect.
CO2 cannon, I think.
Hey, did anyone see the pumpkins that they carved out for IceJet
Yeah.
at Milton Keynes? They were
Incredible.
amazing. They were. Yeah.
I think if I had to choose, and I don't really want to, but if I have to,
That fed.
I would take IceJet over New York, simply because of what Dave says, that IceJet's just a complete package, whereas New York's
Still a work in
central
process.
covering.
Working.
Hang on, are you
just a little
ending
bit.
the discussion already, and that's your final word on the matter, or just on that
No,
section?
that's just on appearance. Looking at, if you look at IceJet's appearance, it's hard to fault it for anything. I mean, I'm looking at the picture now, and it's hard to pick a fault with it. Whereas with
Yeah.
New York, now with the Statue of Liberty in the middle, that central portion,
It's made it, hasn't it? It's filled that little bit out.
that's really picking flies just to try and separate the two. In the real world, they're the two of the best looking rides out there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Could have put it better myself, Craig.
Yeah.
But like,
That's what we're saying, 50-50. 50-50 or...
New York,
I'm
New York.
going IceJet on appearance.
I'm going IceJet as well on appearance. I think New York will get there.
And if Si's watching this, he's going to beat the shit out of me when he sees
No,
me.
but like, Style will admit it. It's still a work in progress. It's going to take time to get it to where we
Yeah.
You're
want.
IceJet, you're IceJet.
And IceJet's already there. I don't think there's much you can do to IceJet to improve it. I think it's there.
I mean,
And New York, getting there.
I mean, the other thing you have to
IceJet's
take
kind of always really been... I think it is, isn't it? Has it had any extra stuff?
I was going to
That's
say,
only-
you
it's
have to
not
bear
even
in
10
mind
years
that
old, that thing.
IceJet's 30,
No.
30 years newer than New York.
Exactly,
You have to
so,
take that
yeah.
into account.
You know,
It has
What
had some work
surprises
done on
me-
it.
What surprises me with New York, and how it gets so much attention is the fact of how it
How much
started
is done to it, yeah.
and how much is
Yeah.
being done to it.
Has
And
IceJet
all
only
that.
ever had one owner?
Yes. No, it was owned by Joanne Roper in Netherlands before.
But
Gerald
pretty
Reed
much
said it
is
in
now.
2014.
They've done a
And
lot
did
of
it
work.
look very much the same as it does now? On it's
It
any
looks
big
similar.
Pretty much, it hasn't changed a great deal. It's
Fucking hell,
more
went
the
to
peripheral
Kind of
stuff.
maintained it.
They
Yeah.
might have put additional lights on, like the ones that turns.
moving ahead.
I can't imagine they're like out the box, are they?
No.
From factory, so it's had extras put
I
on
mean,
it.
they've
for sure,
added
but-
things like the glitter balls and
Yeah,
like I say, the disco
moving
lighting and
heads
stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then,
Of course.
if you compare what IceJet looked like when they got it and when New York got it, when Si got it,
Yeah.
there's no comparison there. IceJet wins
Not at
it. New York wins it in terms of the
Yeah.
For the work
the
that we
appearance
put into it,
change
yeah.
and the work that Si's put in. But now in a current state, because Si's got more work to do on it, IceJet is a winner for me. But then, like I said, there is more work for Si to do on IceJet on New York.
We visit this in a couple
It's a
of
shame
years.
you can't
and
share
see.
the image, Daz, because I've actually got two images of when it came over here and how it looks now, and they've changed
You
a
can
few
you can
things on
share
the
the screen,
outside.
Craig.
You can share the image.
Go on then.
You do it. You have to click share screen at the bottom.
Okay.
Go,
Golly,
baby,
what's
go,
your
baby, go, baby, go, baby, go.
I'm a fan of a lot of
Dave,
the
stop
artwork
flirting.
on New York. So I think it's going to be that one.
Daz
for
is
me.
just going to bring it in now.
New York,
that's
New
how
York, mate?
That's how it looked when
For
it
me,
came.
yeah.
So, yeah,
See,
pretty much the same, isn't it?
so it's
Craig,
pretty
what was
bare.
your opinion and what was your verdict on appearance and
IceJet,
look?
I'm afraid.
IceJet.
I mean, they've added the stuff across the top and all the lighting and everything above.
Yeah, they have done.
All the snow effect around the tops there now
I
that
didn't
wasn't
know
there
that was a
before.
separate padlocks. Craig, look where that photo was taken.
Slough.
How did they get out of there without stabbing?
Who knows? But then you go, like, I mean, that was it in 2015, and 2 years later they'd added
All of
the
that.
stuff on the top,
Oh, well, then
and
they've been
the
added as
lighting and
well,
everything.
right.
I mean, you can't think
maintain
is
that.
you can't confirm that photo that was taken in Slough was not during build-up or pull-down. That's the issue I've got with it.
Well, that is very true.
That's how it looked in Dorset when I went. It wasn't fully built.
Oh, really?
Mm. The sides are all open like that.
But like you were saying about New York, look, I mean,
Look at that.
Oh, don't,
love it.
Craig, man. You're making me jealous.
but
just
that's
wanna
how
be
that's what
back
it looked
on
like
it.
when he got it. So
It's ridiculous,
So
isn't
that-
it? The
Everyone in
transformation.
chat, that's New York in its original format. And when was
that's how
that?
he got it.
When was
He's
that?
worked-
That was in
Wonders,
2005.
2005. So
That's
What a
ridiculous.
job Stravics done.
15 years later, and look at it now.
10 years later.
Thing
and
is, you
that's-
know that's New York because of those fucking lap bars. If you scroll back down and go and look at those white lap bars, when
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
6'4", that is horrible to sit in.
They've
They're
got that then.
Crystal handlebars.
Horrible. But he's
yeah,
changed it
Connor,
all, hasn't he?
They're a lot better now.
Yeah, I
Used
bet.
to always trap my leg in them, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, but now they're better now. They're nice now.
That just
Now
looks
he's got it
amazing
to
now,
that,
that
it
ride.
just looks stunning. So
Mark
Yeah,
Kenny just-
apparently-
That's
Wise,
Milton
I think-
Keynes, isn't it? Yeah.
I think personally, there's more detail in
On
New
that.
York
Mm.
than IceJet.
I mean, I love all this stuff over the top, all the Yankees logos, the New York
Yeah.
Rangers logos, and all that across the top.
Yeah.
IceJet
The
gets my
detail is
vote.
amazing.
So
But
That's
you
the
know-
point. Nationwide Amusements has just said IceJet needs a fountain package like the German ones. And if you've seen some of the German Super Bobs, Matterhorns, they look fucking amazing.
The one that came over from Wonderland was stunning. It wasn't very fast, but it was really, really good, pretty ride to look at.
What was that
what?
called?
Slits and
Oh.
farts.
Shits and farts.
Shits and
Slits and
farts.
farts. Slits
Get a
and
picture of
farts.
that thing. That was stunning.
Hang on, I'll try and
Yeah.
find it.
It was nice. One very fast.
Conversation, but it's good to compare that to the German one.
In terms of its speed, though, that shits and farts was crap. Excuse my pun, but it
It
wasn't
was
fast.
really slow.
It was,
Hang
wasn't
on.
it?
2 secs.
So I was just
Gonna
having a
look
quick
outside that.
scan.
Try and share the screen, Daz, a second.
Shits and farts.
I'm not going on Google searching shits and farts. Just not.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was the one that was at Winter Wonderland. If we just go
How do
through.
I get rid of this banner?
So
You
that's
are?
pretty.
How do I get rid of this banner? Have I got to go back to the chat?
Yeah.
No, you click on
Left
banner.
comment.
Just click on chat and close it.
Oh my word.
See,
look
that
at
looks fast off ride.
It does.
Well, not now.
Click
It
on
doesn't.
chat and what?
Just click
If
on
you
anybody
go-
in chat and then hide.
Mm. Do you want me to just zoom out a bit so it makes the screen smaller?
this. Zoom in a bit now. Come on.
I can zoom in, I think. Zoom in now.
What a beautiful machine.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yep.
It really is.
There's that horrible Devil Beast tower there, Craig.
My only gripe with that was there was no atmosphere.
No.
There wasn't really any showmanship going back to
No.
IceJet and New York.
But you
New
got to
York.
bear in mind, right? I'll just end the share screen. You got to bear in mind that the Germans' way of putting on a show is different to ours. You guys have ridden it. If you think about when you rode it, it was fast, then it slowed down, then it was fast, then it slowed down. So it was the show that the Germans put on is a different show to what the UK do. So it depends on your on your definition of showman.
They're less. They tend to be
Yeah,
less
there was
Indian
just
heavy,
no-
don't they?
there was no involvementship in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe you didn't know English.
the operator wasn't
Yeah.
getting the riders going and creating an atmosphere. It was just a little bit flat. It was just kind of going round, and you just kind of put up with it. If you know. What I mean.
See, when I went on it,
With
they were
some
playing.
annoying Christmas songs in the background.
They're playing Craig
your
David
copyrights.
winner.
I did ask him to put a bit of Billy Ocean on just for you, Dave, but obviously they ignored me.
I'll put a bit of Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean.
My favourite song I want to walk to.
Caribbean Queen.
So yeah, just going back here, there's loads of love for.
See, we've got to talk about that. IceJet has its own playlist. And like Pretty Green Eyes come on. Oh, I love it. I love the music IceJet plays. It's stunning.
Daz, can I just put in a quick suggestion for the next one?
Yeah.
We do Daemonian versus Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion, aren't
That's a good one.
Do that next time.
I like that.
But anyway, sorry, carry on.
That's a good one, that is. Again, both very good. But yeah, so I think basically, I don't want to draw this out, for like 8 hours just on the 2 rides, but in terms of its appearance, judging by what the chat is saying, they're basically on the side of IceJet, but again, there's some love for both. So I think IceJet has marginally took that section, which is quite interesting. A bit more 50 in that, but
PT Vlogs has put he has to sit diagonally on Super Bobs. Yeah, I've got to do the same thing.
yeah. Riding it, Connor.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember me and Craig rode. What was that other one that Goose called? Craig? Was it Speedway or something?
Speedway's
You rode it with Lizzie, and every time I looked behind, Craig was like, "I'm not enjoying this," because he was just getting squished the entire ride.
No, what it was when he'd put the bar down, it hit the buckle of my belt, and basically the buckle of my belt was digging in, so I was being fucking sliced in half by my belt. Plus, I had Lizzie next to me. Plus, I felt like my cheeks and my 4, 5, and 6 chins were going around the back of my neck.
The only ride it gives me any pain is Miami's.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the only one
kind
I
of
did.
bash my side. I don't know, it just gets me every time.
Is that the one that did cut, Connor?
Yeah, didn't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, no, you didn't enjoy that one bit.
Well, the Miami, you went on the wrong Miami though, didn't you? It was too slow.
Everyone kept saying to me, right? Everyone kept saying to me, "Oh, don't go on the slow ones; it makes it worse." But the thing is, with that ride, it was the fast bits that I didn't enjoy. So it's like I'm not going to enjoy the faster ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the slower they are, the worse they are.
Is Dave falling over under his bed?
See, Ethan's done a few Miamis, and he didn't enjoy that one either.
No, I don't know what it was like. It was a weird, like, seasickness feeling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's because it's got their massive wheels at the back, and it just doesn't work like any other Miami. And I'm pretty sure that it's on like a program, because there was no like, most of them have got like that thing that they like do that with. This one didn't. It was just he pushed a button and then the ride went.
Dave?
So
really?
Got gin in that, Dave?
I'm now on the Blossom Hill.
Oh,
yeah, I need
choice.
to go and get a drink. I'm a bit dry, so you might have to excuse me in a minute. Just before I go on to the next category, generic Coke. Mitchell Barker's Freeway. I've done that. I wasn't.
Yeah. That's one that Goose does.
No.
Is it not? I thought it was.
That's the one. It was at Lincoln, wasn't it? And it was at Sheffield. Needs some work doing. That's all I'll say on that ride.
Is it
good to have another one on the circuit.
Forgive me for being stupid, but is it the one that says freeway either side at the top of the overpass?
Yes, yeah,
at the
yeah,
top of the, I thought, all right.
Yeah. It's all right, but it needs room for improvement.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying on that one. So let's discuss the ride factor in terms of its cycle, I should guess. Have a little discussion.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, You know, no matter what you pay for New York, you always get the same ride
Yeah.
cycle. But I have seen, so I can't remember. It might have been Dave's vlog. He went somewhere and every ride was £1, and he only went forwards on it, and it was about 2 minutes. So you do get different ride cycles on IceJet. But you know, Cy was saying he was walking around Goose. And he was saying all the rides that have got good atmosphere have got a queue system, and some of the rides that have got this queuing system are putting on these long, lengthy rides to entice more people in. So he said that if you keep the cycle the same amount, no matter where you are, people the reputation of the ride doesn't change because it's always the same experience.
Yeah.
And with IceJet, I have seen it go to a few fairs and do shorter cycles because they're only charging £1. Or it's a token operated fare. You know, so it depends.
Yeah, you've got to take that into consideration, I guess, depending on what kind of event they're running.
I got a quick one, boys.
Yeah.
You know what kind of files Craig keeps in that filing cabinet?
Pedophiles.
Pedophiles. Yeah.
Pictures.
Oh, he didn't hear that, Dave.
What did you say, Dave? Go on, you shit.
Discussing what you've got in that filing cabinet. What type of files do you have in it?
Cameras, GoPros, Nikon cameras, all that shit.
You got shit in that filing cabinet?
Yeah, that's the bottom one. I'll put it in the top one when it trains through.
Tom's here. Pew 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 pew
Pew, 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 pew,
pew
pew,
pew.
pew, pew, pew. So yeah, ride factor, Macaulay.
I'd go New York personally. I just feel like you get a more consistent ride every single time, like what Connor said. But IceJet, I didn't seem to swing as much, as what I've seen it capable of doing.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise, especially for coming saying that was a Goose, because like I say, they try and put on a show there, especially at night time. It's definitely rocking, and both attract an audience as well. I mean, I know that's not necessarily getting people on the rides, but if people see there's an audience around a ride, they'll tend to
I've never been on IceJet
ride as well and generally ride it. So,
have you?
What?
I've never been on IceJet with Terence at the controls or on the microphone. It's always been his right hand man doing it. No, Terence is the master, isn't he? At giving you a good ride, he's good on the microphone. But I've never had him or Beth. It's always been that bloke who runs it. I can't remember his name, but he always does it for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've even met Terence myself, if I'm honest with you. I've met obviously Bevan and stuff, but I think Terence was actually at Ice Cube in Leeds.
Someone look at King's log because I see it stroke his dog. I think it's his dog or someone's dog. He's talking outside of the machine.
Oh right, yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if I've met him or not. I couldn't tell you what he looked like.
I met him last year, and he was sat in Joseph Guess's pay box because where is Miami is. You know that Avalanche Miami you rode when we were there, Daz?
Yeah.
He was sat where the first time I saw him, he was in the pay box for that Miami, and we were chatting for ages.
Who Terence?
Yeah. And because Joseph Guess introduced me, he said, "This is Terence who owns IceJet." So we had a big old long chat with him, and I asked him a few questions like, "How long does it take to build up?" And he was like, "How long's a piece of string?" So he's a nice bloke. He's very blunt, but he's certainly a nice bloke to talk to.
Yeah, well,
who deals with the enthusiast more.
Yeah,
I remember when I went and did a bit of a pull on at Goose last year, and I remember seeing IceJet on the first day I went, and it was kind of semi-built, and then the next day it was still being built. So there is a lot of work goes into IceJet for sure.
Daz, check your messenger for me a second.
Messenger?
Yeah.
Which one?
Facebook. And we'll carry on the conversation.
So, what are we looking at now? Ride experience.
Showmanship.
Showmanship, yeah.
See, for me, I just think
New York.
Yeah.
The whole experience is just one of a kind.
Yeah, it's New York, New York.
Like you said, Connor, no matter who's riding it, one person or 50 people, it's the same show every time.
The thing is, you could put like Ethan on it with a bit of duct tape on his mouth, and Cy Abbott would still be like, he'd do this. I mean, Craig would love that for one, but
give me a few ideas, to be honest.
But Cy would still do exactly the same show. So
Even
it's
his wife,
New York, New York.
same routine, the same saying, literally.
It's like
Yeah.
you say, I've seen it at Goose Fair full, and I've seen him doing it at Leeds during the day when there was like 2 or 3 people on it, and he gave exactly the same experience to the ride. It didn't matter to him. It was just more paying customers and gave the same show. Whereas IceJet at Goose was a different experience to what it was at Liverpool because it wasn't packed out, and it was more like, it felt more like at Liverpool, it's just here's the ride kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is what most machines do, to be fair.
Yeah.
Most top machines, there's not many people on it, but it's quite light. They won't give you the full works, the full show, but Cy always does, gives 110% every time. And that's why we're talking about it. It stands out, doesn't it? It shows.
Just to say to Daniel and everybody, it's not wine out of the bottle. It's actually got lemonade in it as well. It's a white wine spritzer.
Ooh, get you. Where do you think you are?
Look, I've got my pinky up for it. Look.
Has white wine spritzers even got to Birmingham?
Fucking puff.
Who did you steal that from? It's been shoplifting down south or something, hasn't it?
Craig, I've lost a lot of respect for you.
Somebody got it mixed up. They thought they were pouring meths into it, and it was actually our whites.
Oh, awesome.
He needs a brown paper bag around that bottle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I've only got a stain.
Well, just to hide the fact that Dave, not because he's an alky, just to hide the fact that it's actually white wine spritzer.
Yeah. They're going down to match it. You killed on the street for that, Craig.
I would never leave the house again after,
I've got to go get some
especially
more.
in Birmingham. So shall we just wrap that bit up then and have a quick vote on the ride factor?
Yeah.
Who's first? Me? I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'm going for Cy Abbott.
Yeah, New York for me as well.
Yeah, same here.
And mate.
There you go, 4 hours. Daz is on the fence.
And Daz is on the fence. You're going to get wedgies sat on that fence.
I am on the fence after a message I've just read.
Oh shit, what?
What's going on?
Nothing, it's cool, mate, it's cool. Just certain people are watching, that's all.
Oh no.
I thought they were, no, it's nothing bad, no. Just,
Side watching.
I'm not sure about Cy, but let's just say it's rival. Shout out to Terence.
Terence is good on the mic. He is.
Yeah.
IceJet is good, but if you look at it in boxing terms,
Terence is the man.
Dillian White's good, but he's not AJ.
If it helps, Terry, I've only been it once. So
it's full house for IceJet there, was it?
I did say I've never ridden it when Terence has been on the mic, so that's my defence.
Yeah, I don't think
Look
I
at
have
us all
either.
backing into
I'm
a
not
corner.
sure. If I did, I was ignorant to the fact and I didn't realise. But
The thing is, as well, because they're so good rides, it's hard to distinguish between them both.
yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to call because, like you say, wherever Cy is with New York, he gives you that same experience.
Yeah.
Apart from Cambridge.
That same. Yeah. Actually, Cy, you don't. Yeah, you're lying.
Can I throw a potential curveball in? Would there be an argument that because IceJet has an experience as a ride, because the lighting and the looks and everything, it could detract from Terence's work? Like you just said, you don't notice it as much, but because there's everything going on with IceJet, with the lighting, the smoke, the lasers, the disco balls, would Terence's mic work slightly be lost?
It's IceJet from PT Vlogs, by the way, for that category. He's obviously joining in from home. Didn't know we'd asked him to do that. Only joking, mate. No, your input is valued just as much as ours. So, yeah, that's true. And without any interaction from the microphone or whatever, say on IceJet, especially relating to Goose, it kind of doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Either.
I know all the sayings, so the microphone does work. You get it all in your head,
Yeah.
what they say, and you just,
100%.
I love him being on the mic. I think it's fantastic. Oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, well, what we're trying to say is though, but like you get other showmen and they just press them buttons and it's the same old jingles.
Jingle overload, yeah.
Yeah. And Cy doesn't do that. All right, he does. He has got some, but they work for that machine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
custom.
Same with like
custom
IceJet.
jingles.
I don't recall hearing many jingles in IceJet. I really
no,
don't.
I was about to say that, but IceJet doesn't play jingles either.
No, they're
So-
both the same, aren't they? Yeah.
And you kind of don't notice it. It's not doing that. It still kind of draws you.
Yeah,
You know?
very true, Dan.
Yeah. So maybe we was kind of wrong to jump straight in at Cy's work, but I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it?
I think, Dave, you think you're a bigger fan of people on the mic because you've got one the size of a bowling ball?
Out to my right.
Sponsored by Brew.
Yeah.
And they make them toilet blocks. Special
Is
to
that
hang that in your blue.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah, blue loo. Blue loo. Hang that in your bog. It might freshen you up.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey.
That is shit me up now. I know people are watching. I've got a
So
reputation.
basically,
for
then,
holding.
Oh yeah.
let's just move on
reputation.
out of this. It's a win there for NewYork anyway for the ride factor. I mean, the showmanship we've kind of covered, haven't we? Really, in terms of what each are doing on their rides, like you say, depending where IceJet is, you get the experience at night time. They go crazy at Goose, you know, they'll be singing cars.
Yeah, I haven't ridden either. That's a game changer.
Yeah, it's just an atmosphere. It's totally
It's an atmosphere creator.
Hey,
it's an atmosphere creator.
Hey,
Yeah, but yeah, there's a new name for you, Terence.
As well,
IceJet, atmosphere creator.
oh, so it is Terry. It is what Kennedy. Or is it Beth?
Yeah, I think he is.
As well, it all depends on what the people like as well.
Talk
You know,
amongst yourselves. I'll be back in 3. I'm going for a pee.
He needs an old man wee.
Yeah.
oh, it smells like asparagus.
Craig, it's Beth. Was it Paul did?
Sorry, Macaulay. Go on, mate. Before we interrupted you.
It's like as well that certain people at different grounds like different types of rides, and if you've got people on there that go on the ride but then don't like it, it's hard to build up that atmosphere as well. But
Yeah,
if you
100%.
think that, it's
Yeah. True.
Can't help but notice that Heather's gone missing since Mark's come in.
I told you. I fucking knew
I'm
it.
just saying.
Craig, he's got to work tomorrow, and Australia's a long way.
Get a phone and Uber.
Yeah.
God, that was funny, man.
Oh man.
Right, boys, we're silent now, and Craig, you're ready to conversation start, so go.
The one
Yeah.
time we had the chance of having it. No, I'm not going to say that. I could drop myself right in the shit.
No, go on. Why?
No,
why?
no.
Why?
No. Okay, the one time we had a chance of getting one of the many attractive women that go in our chat,
Now he's sitting on the fence.
and it goes.
Don't we fuck it up?
I'll blame Mark for that.
Personally, I'm hoping it is Mark because for a start, he's got bigger breasts.
I've seen them.
Oh no!
Have we changed the
Many-
subject?
Many
Things on, have we?
sleepless nights. We're just talking about Heather Graham and how she doesn't exist.
We don't know that.
It's just
I
in
do.
chat.
No, I don't think so.
It's just in chat.
Mark scared her off.
No, she can't.
Anyway, where was we? So yeah, showmanship we kind of covered really, haven't we?
The next
Yeah.
few rounds, guys, I'm just going parents all the way.
You're
I'm
such a kiss ass.
Just say what you think. I'm sure he won't mind. He
Greg's the
won't
best
ban
looking
you.
on the panel.
I hope one
He
of these
won't ban you
categories
from his
includes the
ride.
best person called Sai. Let's see him pick Terence then.
Come on here.
Daz, what's the next subject?
Well, what we're going for showmanship.
Done that,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Oh, I thought we just did that.
Can we just do
Well,
that?
we kind of talked about the ride factor, didn't we? And we kind of judged that, but then we kind of covered showmanship while we was
In the
talking.
same bracket, yeah.
So, my slip up really. I thought there was kind of
So
two.
yeah, we've done look, haven't we? Showmanship, look, ride.
Yeah. Just the next one was just a little bit about the rides in terms of their history and just
We really haven't stuck to the structure this evening, have we?
Well, in terms of history and how they've improved
never
and
do.
evolved,
We done what the fuck
Yeah.
we want.
in terms of history and how they've evolved, like, I mean, you're going to be hard pushed to beat New York, New York.
Yeah.
We don't
Right,
know
that
too much
ride's
about
evolved.
IceJet, do we?
The only other ride that I can think of off the top of my head that's evolved as quick or as much is Atmosphere Creator. Those, and so if we're looking at overall ride and their evolution from when they were brought into ownership in this country, I don't think there's no competition there. I think New York, New York wins that hands down
Yeah,
Yeah, I
100%.
agree.
for the pictures that we've already seen.
yeah, in
What
terms
ride-
of from start to finish.
I
But
think
then
when
IceJet was kind of the full package out the box, wasn't it? With some
Yeah.
triple changes throughout.
Yeah, they only had to do
You know,
some
the
I've
years.
seen, I've seen rides change down and the new owners like let the ride go. So, but I think with IceJet they've maintained its quality, which is obviously credit to them as well.
IceJet, when you look at IceJet, it still looks brand new. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
I mean,
and
when was
that
it?
takes work.
2013. I mean, obviously, if anyone in the chat is representing IceJet, please let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm sure it's 2012,
March 2012 it was made.
2012. So it's only 8 years old, but that's still a fair old year wear and tear, isn't it? in
Out with
terms
all
of-
weathers. That's it.
Yeah,
We do a lot
out
of
with all
weather
weathers.
events as well. So,
It's-
yeah.
and you've got to look at it as it's not fixed, is it? It's constantly being took down.
And New York, New York's 1982.
So,
Yeah, so
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
But not only that, but if
That's
you look at
mainly-
New York,
that's
it's the amount of
40 years old then, isn't it? My maths are right. 38 years old.
Be 40 years old.
40 years to 38. But the other thing with New York is the fact that I think it's changed hands about 7 times.
Yeah.
So every
Yeah,
owner
okay.
will have looked after it differently, maintained it differently. Some will have maintained it better, some worse. Some will have made changes. So,
When
We
you
don't know
look,
what.
when you look at New York, you wouldn't look at that and say that was 40 years old, would you?
no.
no.
You'd ride it and say it was 40 years old, but you wouldn't look at it.
Oops.
Like I say, the proof of the pudding was the first category where you can't separate the two, yet the one's like 30 years older nearly.
Yeah.
And I think that says
Prefer
everything.
that one or this one?
Trigger's broom.
Triggers Brew.
That's a good shout, actually.
Broom. Be a broom.
That's it. Shout out to
Brew.
Trigger's broom.
Listening Triggers
Be a
Brew.
broom.
Change your handle 10 times and the head
Yeah.
14 times. Still the same broom.
Still the same.
Oh, brilliant. That's a joke you'll only get if you've watched Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
Yeah, I think a lot in the chat probably won't get that. But, go and watch Only Fools and Horses if you're only 18 and you'll get what we're on about.
Go and watch
And
it.
also,
you'll
at the same
understand British humour.
time, if there's any Only Fools and Horses episodes that I'd recommend, it's Jolly Boys Outing.
The best one.
Yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
And you get to see some of the old Margate's, what's
People
it
who
called?
ruin it.
What's that thing? What's it called?
Dreamland.
Dreamland,
Yeah.
Margate Dreamland.
The original Dreamland. And it's
I
got
quite like the one where they did all that
galleon.
decorating.
Galleon,
It's
yeah.
got a galleon boat. It's got
Yeah.
galleon boat. That's at the one at Yorkshire,
Lightwater
Yeah.
Valley, I think.
Whitewater Valley. Yeah.
I quite like the one where they did all the decorating in that mansion, and they were doing the chandeliers,
Yeah, yeah.
and they
Oh, that's
loosened
a
the wrong
classic as
chandelier,
well.
didn't they?
Drops the wrong one.
Then where
How
he
did we
leaves on
get
the bar.
to any falls and horses anyway from discussing IceJet and New York, New York?
I don't know how we got onto that.
That's how good we are at conversation, mate.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about anything but IceJet in New York now.
Yeah,
You're
well, we're
scared.
about done really. Like I say, we can't. It's just something, isn't it? We can talk about for an hour that's kind of gives our thoughts, and we can get the thoughts of the chat. And
Yeah.
I say we can make a bit of a competition out of it. They'll all go into one big grand final, hopefully. But is there any other things that, in terms of ride details? Do you think we've covered it? Basically, just covers basically who made them, when they
Have we
was made,
discussed price?
price of the ride, or price to
Yeah, in terms of like how if they, when they're both at the same fare, does one charge more than the other? I'm pretty sure at the Goose they were the same. I
I think it
think.
was the same, yeah. I
think
think it was
Indigo was
£3, wasn't it? I didn't see it really creep over that. Not
I've
that
never seen any of them higher than £3.
no.
Mm,
Which is always good,
yeah.
which is fair. Would you say that fair
Yeah.
price to ride either machine?
Yeah.
Would you pay?
I
Would you pay more?
I know at Leeds that New York was £1.
Yeah. Well, on said nights, obviously depending on what fare it is,
I bet you still got a full cycle on it though.
Got a feeling IceJet might
did.
cost £4 in the evening.
It did shake it about a bit, but he was
Yeah,
running it around again.
it may have done at Goose, Dave. I can't.
I've got a feeling it
Yeah.
came at Dorset. I'm pretty sure it was £4 in the evening. But most rides.
Would you be
do go
prepared
up.
to pay to ride it? What would be your
I think that's cheap for both rides, £3.
Yeah.
I'd pay £4 of it. If you had
I'd pay £4 for New York, New York.
Let's put it this way: if either of them was at say Hyde Park Winter Wonderland,
Yeah.
you'd paying £5. Would you?
Yeah, you expect a fiver for either.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm trying to get at is they both justify that kind of price.
Well, I think we paid
It
£8 to get on. Is it Winterland Express that was at Hyde Park? Not last year, the year before.
Action. Yeah,
that's the one. They had
is
the
it
price of the Winterland
Schwarzkopf
Express.
Super Bob, isn't it? Something
And
like
that was £8, and that one was not a patch on New York, New York. So I think you'd expect to pay upwards of £7-8 if that was.
It's got a
Hyde Park.
third hill at the back, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. I couldn't answer it, but anybody got any knowledge of what's the cost of a ride like IceJet, i.e. to buy?
Maybe Mark from Nationwide Amusements might be your best bet. If he knows.
Right.
Or you can hear Craig Googling it now.
I am Googling it.
You wouldn't get much change from $500,000.
I think you'd probably struggle to find the price of it.
I bet you won't. I bet you're talking kind of
Probably
used as well at that. I bet brand new.
KMG Freakout, 500,000, isn't it?
I don't think they're cheap, are they?
No, they're not cheap.
I think all the
Start
individual
stranding on some
cars-
street corners then, Dave.
And obviously, Daniel's just asked another question, which is one that none of us would know the answer to, and it's basically private, isn't it?
Depends
really?
whose pitch it is. If you're on your own pitch, it won't cost as much as if you're on someone else's pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
they're subletting it. You're going to pay more.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
But
I mean,
this kind of question is interesting, but I don't think it's a question any of us would go up to a showman and ask them.
no, it's not.
They don't
No
like
one's
talking about
business
money.
than that showman, is
Yeah.
it? It's no one's
No.
business, so.
No. But we're going to talk a little bit about this in a bit.
Well, for a standard, just a standard Matterhorn with no covering, no back, just a board, you are starting at £180,000.
So that's
And
for an open one, like say
That's for an
Freddy's
open
Cigar.
one, bog standard, nothing special, no lighting, old control unit. That's that's nearly 50 years old.
What?
Right. 10 Jeep brand new out the factory. It's nearly 8,000.
Apparently, Tyler's mentioned here that a free cat is 680. I don't know whether that'll be euros over there.
Now that you've highlighted that comment, if you have a look at his profile picture,
It's pretty cool. I've never noticed that when it's.
no, I haven't, but you fucking
Small.
highlighted it, so I'm like, fair play.
Yes, Luke, of course you can say something. What do you want to say? Hey, Das, can I just say something? I really, really appreciate all the Funfair showmen, and I have respect for them, what they do for us. Without Funfair showmen, it would be a very, very dark place.
Ah, that's a good joke because of
That's
all
a
the
cracking
lights that
point.
they have and stuff.
Here he did there, Luke.
Did we found the price then, did we? No. Well, for a box standard one, it was what, 100 and...
80.
180 grand, I reckon you're looking.
Is that new?
No, that's huge.
You.
50 years old.
So we're probably not far off really what was...
No.
I don't think you get much chance. You won't get much
350
chance at $500,000.
Yeah, 350 to $500,000 with the full roof and all the canopy on it.
And you probably get the transport without the trailer.
Yeah, you get the lorries. That's a 4. I think IceJet, is IceJet on about 4 trailers or something?
2, I think.
No, I think it's on more than that.
That's another one for Mark. I don't know.
I'm
pretty sure it was 2.
It travels with about 4 trailers or something. And
IceJet.
New York, then it's obviously a pretty
New York's
compact,
on 1.
just straight off 1. And you find that unbelievable when you think how much is on it.
Yeah.
It's up to what
I think
it
he
is.
might have a separate wagon for like the moving heads and the speakers and all that lot.
Yeah,
But I think the actual main
There's so
ride
many of them.
hardware's on 1.
yeah.
It's 2.
But then on terms of like
Yeah, I thought it was 2.
the area they sit on, they're probably roughly the same size ride really though, aren't they? So it's amazing how one goes about with, I'm sure it's 4 trailers and the other one just on 1.
A comment from John Hill, Connor.
I think I don't know what it's about. It's the same bloke that was in last time, and he got absolutely dicked on by everyone else in the comments. Was that not the bloke that was? Is that the
John
homeless
Hill,
dude?
the one who doesn't feel like coming in
Still owes
tonight.
me a fucking GoPro. He
Hi
owes me a
Alistair, you
drone.
alright? Somebody asked in the chat where Alistair was. Well, he's right in the chat. His name's John Hill, so say hi to John Hill. Said he wasn't feeling up to it to come on tonight, but he's obviously found the...
Let him be in the chat. If it makes him feel any better, just make sure he takes all those pills before he goes to bed. He'll be all right.
Where's
Mark says IceJet's on 2 trucks.
Yeah,
it's on 2, is it? I must have missed
That's
that.
what it says.
Yeah.
Connor was right. Connor knows his shit.
What was I going to say?
You were going to say, sorry, Connor, you're very nice and awesome, and you're always right.
Right. Yeah. He's been timed out, has he?
Who's this, John Hill?
I don't know. He's
I'm
still
the one
showing.
who
He's still
made
showing.
the
He's timed out.
Has he
So-
been timed?
He's in.
See, now we have a difference of opinion because Mark Fairfield is saying that the Centre is on 1 truck and there's 2 more, so he's saying he's on 3.
Yeah.
Him and Mark can fight it out.
I'd go with Nish.
Well, I was about right then. I said 3 or 4, didn't I? I'm sure.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't say 4 or 5. Let's rewind it. It's recording. It's
There you go, Connor. He gives you
Fucking
one hand and
jeez.
takes with the other.
I don't know. We need some scoring, don't we? Showmanship.
Well, you not been writing this stuff down, Daz, to tally it all up at the end?
I did, and then we got distracted.
You did, and then you discovered that you wrote it on toilet
Yeah, let's
paper. and
quickly go
needed
around
it
the
5
room.
minutes
Connor.
ago.
Quickly go around the room. Showmanship.
What was this one on? Showmanship, New York, New
Yeah.
York.
Okay. I can't really score for right details because there was facts there, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we're just going showmanship. Craig,
New York, New York.
Macaulay,
I've just had a message.
hey?
Go on.
I've just had a message from Beth. IceJet is on a centre trailer and one lorry. There's three basically. Three.
Oh, he was wrong.
Right.
Mark was
Okay.
wrong.
Oh, Mark. Call yourself an enthusiast, Mark.
Oh God, don't call him that.
Oh,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
gonna cause a shitstorm,
You
innit?
can't call him anything. Nah, don't call him that.
To be fair, if you look in the chat, Mark Fairfield would know because he works on IceJet.
There you go.
Yeah, so she settled the
My
argument.
apologies, Mark.
3.
Shout out to Beth.
I said 3 or 4.
Do you reckon they've got the entire family just set up watching this live stream?
Yeah. Put me under pressure now. I've said all night IceJet. Stunning machine.
We need a Jaws vote for the showmanship. I take it you're going IceJet.
I'm going IceJet.
You're Jesus, absolutely bottled this.
You bottled it.
IceJet fanning.
I should have got Sai in here, to be fair.
Nice
Oh shit, Fanny.
Oh, that's class, mate.
Oh.
I'm a funfair enthusiast and I'm an IceJet.
Oh, by the way, Beth said they're all all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say IceJet. Sorry, sir. You're not here. That is.
The thing is with this live stream and like what's going on here is IceJet's got the proof that it is fucking stunning. Let's be honest, it's got the proof.
No,
And you
you've only got to
what
read
size?
the comments.
Yeah, exactly. A few of us have given Sawyer an award for best ride of the year and things like that. But it's all a bit of fun, and no one needs to prove anything because IceJet has got the proof sat there that is fucking stunning. You know what I mean? So
I kind of said it at the start. I can't call it. They've both got their own rights to be the best, if that makes sense. And
But that's the beauty. That's the whole beauty of this. There can't be a loser because they're both that
No.
fucking good.
Yeah.
There ain't no loser in this.
No.
Everybody wins because you've got two of the best rides around.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
I think
if,
they're probably they are
if
the two
neither,
best.
if both were at a fair, you wouldn't be disappointed in that fair.
No, not at all.
Apart from with one of them's down.
Apart from if one of them's down. Yeah.
Every ride goes down.
What if one of them was closed and you was pretending to wave to somebody on one of them, but you was actually waving to somebody else?
Actually,
Hashtag Jane Cherry.
Seeing as Beth's kind of messaging, can we get the verdict from Beth herself whether Paul was actually
Paul was
waving
waving
to
at her or Shane
Beth,
Cherry.
or did you not even see the wave, Beth, and it was actually at Shane Cherry? We need to know. We need to clear this up. Hopefully we'll get an answer by the end of the show.
I'm asking right now. Clear this up. I'm saying no. Paul waved at Shane Cherry. She said we're doing a great job.
Bollocks to what he thinks.
Come on, Beth, don't let us down.
Yeah, don't let us down, Beth. Was he waving at you or was he waving at Shane?
Shane, no, I'm going to
Shane.
I'm
We
going
all
with
do
Shane.
with Shane.
Yeah.
Shane.
Not trying to influence her, but if you was to text back saying, I don't even know what PT Vlogs looks like, that would be amazing.
All we need
Who?
now is to know that Cy Abbott's watching.
Is he watching?
I don't know. I've not heard from him.
Let me check.
Nothing's come through.
I'm hoping I'll get an IceJet t-shirt. That's what I'm after, but
No, he isn't watching.
see, I'm Team IceJet. Team IceJet.
I've ridden one more than the other, so I've got to be New York bound.
See, I've done IceJet way more than I have New York.
Just, I don't think I asked either of you two, Craig and Macaulay. You've done both rides.
They've been any of them.
Yeah, no, not done any. don't even know why I'm here, to be honest.
Yeah, done IceJet at Liverpool and Goose, and New York did at Leeds.
Yeah, both amazing, both justified.
They are. They're stunning rides.
You can't split them, really, in my
Beth
opinion.
just said
for different reasons. One is better than the other, but
What was that, Dave?
Beth said PT Vlog is a lovely guy.
We all are.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we'd wave to her.
Had no confirmation.
It didn't really answer the question.
Yeah, so she didn't answer the question then. She just said he was really nice.
And also, to get an IceJet shirt, you've got to put a shift in. That's the rule.
I'd love an IceJet shirt.
You've got to put a shift in.
Just well, you know, I'm from Nottingham, so hopefully Goose is.
I'll put the shift in. Build up or pull down.
He's not happy now. Fuck you.
Sorry, Paul, mate.
Sorry, Paul.
The ride was indeed shut. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Pulling down's easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you build up, the leveling takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to Henry Osborne about this at Mark's event at the NEC, and he says, but the thing is, when you build up, there's a lot of time goes into leveling the machine out.
Yeah.
And then
well,
you can just build it up. Yeah,
them.
yeah, exactly. But when you're pulling down, you're just pulling down. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that's what takes the time is the leveling.
I'll put a shift in for an IceJet shirt on a pull down. I'll make the tea.
That sounds like a really shit bargain, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
You guys do all the work, I'll make the tea.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing, do I? So I'll put the kettle on. Can I?
Can
See
I
that
get
Mark-
a t-shirt
French
if I
Mark-
do the McDonald's and pub run?
French Mark's after a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's if pubs are open then.
We'll find an
Oh,
athlete.
no.
That'll be sorted.
She said we've got to build. That's only a build up. You get a t-shirt. You've got to build it up. You can't just show someone to their car. That don't work. You got to get your hands dirty.
There you go, Dad. Mark
Yeah, but
says
Dave,
they don't
you
stop the street.
can't even use a screwdriver, so you'll never.
I'm a dab hand it with a chamois
We've
lemon.
seen, Dave, we've seen your build up. You'd take Sam with you and she'd end up on the fucking jibs and you'd
Yeah,
stood there.
someone be doing your shift, then you'd still nick the
We've seen your
t-shirt.
build up skills.
I can't even build a Lego twister. How am I going to build a proper ride?
No.
Just imagine Sam now saying
Could you imagine Dave building up a twist? Hey, hang on a minute. Could you imagine Dave building up a twist at a fair? He's got all the seats facing the wrong way round. And he comes out and looks at it. What the fuck's gone off here? Dave would be like really proud. What? What are you on about? This is perfect. Fucking everyone's facing each other.
What I'll do is I'll get chamois leather and give it a clean. I'll get you a t-shirt.
Oh, what's this? Oh, Beth not like this comment.
What's this?
Unless he's already got the t-shirt and that's what he had to do, I don't know. I'd be low if IceJet's put together with a tin opener and a bit of glue.
All right, Mark, you're not getting a t-shirt anymore.
Daz, do me a favour, highlight that Nationwide Amusements comment.
No, don't.
That one there. I don't like this one. Let me just swap it around.
Lazy bugs. They don't
Have a tea. Look, they don't have a tea break. Mark,
Yeah, you gotta get it done.
Foot down. Put your
Get
foot
it done,
down, mate.
get it done, and then you can have a cup of tea.
They don't have a tea. They don't have a tea break. Fuck the t-shirt.
6 hours work. You've got to have a tea break. That's your working time directive. Let them know, Mark.
See, the thing is, I can wear it around all the grounds and do a bit of promotion for them, so it's worth it.
Yeah, but you'd be sat on NewYork though, wouldn't you, with it on?
They want the style, give me a t-shirt.
Talk about shit on the opposition. Just
I
like
was going to say, Macaulay, have you worked on any rides? But someone's put it in there.
I just have a word with my friends at Teespring.
Yeah, I'm sure we can make a nice t-shirt.
Yeah.
Macaulay, that is you, isn't it?
Copyrighted, the logo.
Yeah.
Oh, we phase round that.
Right then, we are on the final bit of the ride battle, and
give us a t-shirt, we'll give them one. I'll give them a Sloppy Vlogs t-shirt in exchange. What do you reckon? Deal.
They might have run out of toilet paper, so that's a good shout, to be fair.
Oh, just while we are on here,
Didn't do anything to get out of building.
just while we're on here, and Dave's just mentioned Sloppy Vlog t-shirt. Don't forget the merch store is still open, where all proceeds do go to the NHS charities.
And coming tonight, IceJet t-shirts.
Yeah, tonight IceJet t-shirt. So don't forget to hit the
If they don't
link
give you one, make your own.
that Craig, I'm sure, will put in the chat. The merch store is still open. Go and grab some merch from your favourite funfair vlogger, whether
All right.
vlogs, painful vlogs, trips with Daz, the Cobra Roll, PT vlogs, or trips with Tom, and IceJet. I now do believe.
And the Cooper approved. There's a Cooper
Yeah,
approved.
well, that's all part of Sloppy, isn't it? So, yeah, all proceeds to the HNS.
Doing a good job.
Doing a good job. I'm sure Craig will put the link in.
Yeah, I'm just
Chat.
sorting that out now, mate.
Any idea how long it's... Should we keep it open?
The idea was to try and keep it open until potentially the fairs come back this year, and then
Yeah, or even until
gather all the
like,
money together and give them.
lockdown totally ends and we're
Yeah.
all free again.
And then we'll gather all the money together, pung it in a big check, and give it to the charity, and perhaps do a blog on us giving it to charity.
They're selling, why not?
So there's the link there, look. Pardon me.
Jesus Christ.
It's live, mate. Anything could be. As we well and truly know from past experiences. But yeah, oh, it's George in, is he? Hello,
George is in.
Cobley.
George
Cobley.
George Cobley.
He's probably controlled IceJet before, to be fair.
Oh, I bet George Cobley's controlled IceJet. He hasn't been let loose on New York.
Si won't let him, will he?
No, Si won't let him. He says,
Don't blame him.
what?
You
On
imagine
that basis, then, can I
You
change
just
all
sit
my
there
votes?
and pay attention and watch him, man.
I say,
He's
I'm
busy,
telling you, I won't let him. Can I change all my votes to New York, New York?
Can anyone do Cobley on the microphone? Go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go baby.
He has done New York, New York.
Has he? He told me he hadn't.
He hasn't
Says
done
in the
Lucy.
chat.
We ain't got to
Oh,
get
I
you
love
on,
that.
have we, George, to battle this one out? Right then, final category, rideability. Basically, would you go back and ride it again? I guess our answer there is yes to both rides. So would I be correct in thinking that?
Yeah.
And in the chat, you would definitely re-ride both IceJet and New York, New York. They don't get bored, do they? I mean, I think that's the right sort of term there.
You'd ride them again like a gymnastic ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
New York, New York, I would, but not IceJet, 'cause I didn't like it. It's too fast.
Yeah.
No, I said that as well. Like, it's no one's fault. I just don't like, as everyone knows, I don't like the
Yeah.
extreme rides. So
Going backwards
yeah,
is
New
fine.
York, New York. Yeah, exactly. New York, I would, but not IceJet.
Can we have confirmation of death about George operating IceJet?
Oh yes, that's a very good question,
Probably control
Barley.
Anyone else's arsehole just tense.
When George, oh, George is controlled
I
IceJet.
think a lot are saying yes. George just IceJet. Blah, blah, blah. Let us know in the chat.
Operate it.
Jess Moore's after George again. Tell you, George, you're on a promise there, mate.
Get in there,
So-
George. Nice lad.
Just moving this on then. Just speed it up because I don't want to be on all night.
I'm getting a sore ass, that
So rideability,
Check the
everyone's in
dildo out,
favour of riding both again, bar Connor not doing IceJet. So 5 to IceJet.
I think IceJet has more rideability because it's smoother. I think 2 or 3 times on New York, it's too rough.
Yeah, but it's like a rough coaster, isn't it? You fall in love with it.
Or isn't it? Rough and ready.
Yeah.
I think
It's like an old grill, isn't it? You know
It
what I
gets
mean?
less rough the faster it goes, and when it's at full pace, you don't tend to notice it so much.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. When it's on full chat, you
Yeah,
just
when it's not full chat, I don't think you notice it that much.
Thank God for a hyper smooth.
So we'll give
Shout out
it
to GoPro.
Yeah.
5.
Shout out to my microphone.
4.
Just like to point out that the romance between George and Jess is over now.
Yeah, they just
while
broke
it
up.
lasted, but 7 sentences later, done.
I'm so sorry to hear that, guys.
I'm
You
just
go,
gonna,
Back to the flannel, George.
I was looking forward to seeing you on Love Island.
Oh,
I'm just checking something. Continue to chat amongst
To the
yourselves.
crunchy flannel.
is Mark playing keeper in the chat?
Of course he is. He
He is
always
trying
does.
to play Cupid, yeah. And to be fair, I could see Mark as a little cherub with wings.
Oh God, don't, Craig. I know exactly what that would look like.
Little cherubs and a little Laura.
In the shower now.
What I love about it is Nationwide Amusements has gone, "Where are you from, Jess?" And then Cobley's got all defensive and gone, "Oi, Mark."
It's on the rebound, that's why.
From Grimsby, but works in Australia.
Oh, they'll take Grimsby. Do you want me to do it, Dave, or do you want to go? You know,
Do it.
you're from Grimsby. Stinks of fish there.
Good job I'm from Cleethorpes then, isn't it?
Is that where you're from, Cleethorpes?
Yeah.
Like living
Does
in a
somebody
massive
want to,
Oh,
countryside.
sorry, mate.
Does somebody want to time out or ban Just More?
Oh, really?
No, I think they should crack on. They're flirting. I mean, plus I really like watching arguments because I need to decide whose
I
side I'm
think
on.
you'll find Just More is somebody closer to home than you are believing.
Is it Alice?
Would she be
I'll
related
leave
to a
that one
slightly
there.
homeless fella, Rosie, a drone?
I'll tell you what, we'll leave her in a little bit longer, yeah?
You say her like you doubt her agenda.
Shout out to Just More. Hope
Can
you're
she
doing
get me a drone like her brother John?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Josh Moore.
Jess, let us know in the chat if you're out shoplifting tonight, 'cause we do have a list for you.
Put an order
Put
in.
your lists in now in the chat as well.
She's from
Let
Grimsby.
Jess
Wow.
know what you'd like to be stolen, and she will meet you
Taking a stamp
and
control.
probably give you a little bit extra as well.
They probably haven't got much left in the local spa after it's been robbed.
No,
You're waiting
it's
line.
empty.
Get in the line.
John Hill did
We did a number on it before she got
a
in there.
number on it, yeah.
You did a classic.
She's left for the dregs of
She's definitely
society.
like, you know, when you go into a supermarket and all the bakery stuff's like going off,
Yeah.
and you're like, that's what's left.
Well, no, more like when you go to a supermarket prior to a lockdown happening.
Yeah.
To be fair, she knows.
You left
she
this
says she
shit
likes
you never
George.
heard of before, and you think, what the fuck? I didn't even know they sold this.
She's probably got a squirt of Oda Billingsgate on each wrist, and there she goes.
My karate.
Love it.
You need to get like Beth's opinion on Goose if you think it'll go ahead this year.
Say again, sorry.
When's the next log?
One of Beth thinks if Goose will go ahead this year.
No.
Beth.
Yeah.
You say that's Beth. Beth, if you'd like to message me, will Goose Fair happen this year? Or Dave.
Mark's rubbing off on people because now George has gone all Cupid and has said Ash is single and he's ready to mingle. So,
Well, we're helping the chat out if nothing else tonight. Right, anyway, we'll wrap the IceJet v NewYork battle up, and I will top the scores up and let you know at the end of the stream which one One.
Just don't make it up, because I didn't see you do a lot of writing.
No, I've got them all written down. I've got scores for every category bar, ride details.
You're looking
I've
at
got a
the
score there. So I think it's going to be close. And I said it.
Be touching cloth.
Jess Moore, who's that? She's on heat.
Who is Ashley? Oh. God, it's like fucking blind date in the chat tonight.
It is.
So just before we move on, I've not got a
Francis
lot
George
to
is
talk
definitely
about.
blind.
Go on, Dad.
Just let me move on. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that part of the show. Let me know in the chat if you want us to do more. Hope you found it, slightly interesting. Heard our thoughts. We got to hear yours. Enjoyed it. And everybody else feel the same? Not?
Yeah? Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good.
It
So-
didn't make it awkward at all that the owners of IceJet were watching.
No.
I've stated
Kind of didn't help when I tagged him into the original post. That
Yeah,
I
cheers,
was
Dad. Nice
doing
one,
it.
mate.
So, next time I'll tag in some other show relevant to the discussion.
T-shirts for us.
Right, how many you've all been waiting for? I'll just cover a little bit of news.
Neil can do a drum roll, please.
Or grab the bongs at News at 10. Ba, 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 ba. Boing, boing. I'm not doing 10 of them, I'll be here all night.
The way I see it is, we're either none of us will be allowed on IceJet or New York. One of them we won't be riding ever again.
Yeah, but we all know
They
where I
won't
stand.
ban any
I'm
of us.
happy with that.
We've been nice to both participants.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they appreciate us even discussing their rides,
Yep.
in public to
Two of the best
community
riders.
on a whole, basically.
Right, they're here.
We're honoured to have IceJet and New York as part of the, funfair
Don't sell it to
attractions.
France.
And I heard they're
Yeah, don't sell it and take it to Saudi.
Please
And
don't.
Yeah.
everyone else.
keep them in the UK, please. We are lacking unique rides, and I do.
Don't sell it and buy a bloody
In
Dodge
my opinion, they are both
Or a
unique.
twist.
So,
or Miami.
but yeah, we're privileged to have them, here, and I hope you're privileged in us minions just kind of chatting about them. Really, I kind of enjoy this kind of stuff, and I hope everybody else does. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. But
Fucking hell. We're doing some serious fucking backtracking.
somebody get the violin out. Somebody get the violin out. I feel it needs a bit of a violin, before I start going into a breakdown. No one likes me. So
Everyone's walking on eggshells.
everyone's gone. We've got 2 left in chat. Oh, okay. It's actually 50, and I'm quite.
Jesus Christ.
It must be Dave being in here. Thank you, Dave.
That's not me.
Dave and his big ball.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone's come to see Dave and his big bollock.
Come on.
What the fuck is
It's
this
crystal
mark on my
balls.
forehead?
Oh dear. Right, should we do a bit of dreaded news?
Go on then.
I just wanted to sort of clarify a little bit on the speculation regarding Hull being cancelled, as we're all aware, I do believe.
Fucking Macaulay just crossed himself.
And I do want to read this statement out. It's a little bit long-winded. I will try and cut bits out that I don't feel are appropriate really to include. But it just gives you an overview of why it's been cancelled. And then hopefully you kind of get a bit more understanding about it, because it was only after I read it it kind of made a bit of sense as to why it's not going ahead, and I think everyone in the panel would agree. I'm sure most of you have read it. everyone muted themselves.
I think the situation with Hull Fair is no one, for me personally, and I know Craig feels the same, it's not a surprise. It really isn't.
No, it was never a surprise. I called it a while
when-
back, and I'm still going to call
Goose-
Goose Fair. Probably
Yeah,
won't happen either.
when Goose gets pulled, I don't think anyone will be surprised. And if we come to the time when Winter Wonderland's due and we're still having the same problems and the same issues, no one will be surprised if that gets pulled. So
Will be
I
cool.
personally
It
think
kind of, do you know, in a way, I'm kind of relieved, but not, because it kind of needed a big event to either be honest or not.
yeah,
Being honest about it, and now at least we can move on and move forward, and hopefully look forward to something that hopefully will be happening. It's not on the scale of Goose or Hull.
I think we'll see Goose get pulled in the next 7 days, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think.
I think now that Hull's come out and made that decision, I think Nottingham will follow suit now, and I think that'll get pulled in the next 7 days.
But basically, then, all I'm going to do, I'll read this small statement here, which hopefully will clarify it. I'm sure a lot of you have already read it, and you'll probably think, why is he even bringing it up? But I know a lot of people don't go on Facebook or don't read various comments on groups and stuff like that, or this might be the first time they've heard it. So, you know, it gets that information out rather than people saying or giving their reason why it's been cancelled. So hopefully this clarifies a little bit about it, and we'll just generally discuss it a bit, and so you understand. I'm not saying you're all fit or anything, but it just gives you an idea. But I'll read this bit here because it kind of makes it clear. It just goes along at the start, they're just discussing with the Showman's Guild of Yorkshire, the council, as to what's happening, and then it states, as many people have stated, the decision seems to have been made earlier than expected. So obviously you're thinking, why is it being cancelled now? Hopefully this will become clear. And whilst it may look this way, the amount of planning that is undertaken is immense. Planning for the next fair generally takes place the same week as the fair finishes. So basically, when you're at Hull Fair, they're already planning next year's event. That's how far ahead it is of itself. You know, it sounds crazy, but that's how much planning goes into these events, same as Winter Wonderland and stuff. So basically, as we approach the 6 months leading to Hull Fair, which is now, payments for plots for both Walton Street and West Park start to be made. So this time now, in May, the guild or the council or whatever, they start processing the payments for plots on Hull's land. So if you're, say, IceJet or NewYork NewYork or Exciter or any kind of other ride, Walters, we'll just take that as generic at the minute. If they want to pitch on that ground, then they need to start handing over payments now for that land. And when you look at the season so far, the showmen have not even been out, by a few at the start of the season, Valentine's. So they're throwing away more money now to secure something that may not happen in October.
Yep.
And it's money they probably, a lot of them haven't got, because like I said earlier about the question of how much is it a plot to have a ride on certain grounds, we don't know. We could be talking thousands, we could be talking less, but I imagine it's up into sort of 3-4 digit numbers, thousands, I'd say.
Yeah.
To have certain rides on plots. So there's your understanding basically why we've cancelled the fair. I don't think it's more to do with social distancing as such and the pandemic and whether it could or couldn't work in that scenario. I think it's more the amount of money it needs to take out of the showman's hands now, when they haven't had that money coming in from other events.
It's an expensive risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an expensive risk, and it could be cancelled further along the line, and they may not have any other fares still. So that's money that will be better off in their pocket than sitting on.
They might need that to stretch until next year.
Yeah,
So.
they've still got maintenance. They've still got
If you
loans and whatever else to pay out.
yeah, if
So
you look
basically-
at Tony in the chat, sorry Daz, he said if you look at Winter Wonderland, they're saying it might go ahead, but the scale of it might change. If we're not having small family
I can't
fairs,
see the-
I don't see that happening. If we're not having small family fairs, I don't see Winter Wonderland going ahead in any form or scale.
I don't see anything going ahead, not even small fairs. I've got to be honest.
No.
I don't think the council will let anyone open. I don't.
Yeah.
No, well, we need a guinea pig, don't we, as such? And obviously that's
Let the theme
something.
parks do it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
discuss that in a minute as well. But just to wrap this bit up, then. So basically, it's regarding these payments that need to be paid now. Obviously, they don't turn up a week before Hull starts and then pay the money there and then. It's got to be processed and done legit and proper to secure their land, basically.
Yeah.
So, blah, blah, blah. Payments for plots on both Walton Street and West Park for that start to be made. And as many of you know, which is what I've discussed, the season for showmen so far has been non-existent, meaning any payments needed to secure space at the ground cannot be done. We're not saying that these showmen haven't got money to cover future ground rents and stuff, but it doesn't make it any easier for them in the situation we're in. Which I think really, because I've heard rumours that kind of a few of the showmen are trying to fight against what's happened, kind of thing, aren't they? Kind of take it
It's
to
not their choice at the end of the day.
it is no, it's not. But I think the way it's come about, and they heard from various sources and stuff, it wasn't really the right way to go about it. I think if anything, the showmen should have been told first before social media kind of got leaks of it.
The guild need to do a bit more to support them,
Yeah,
personally. That's what I think.
You know, there are certain things that the showmen are doing which are keeping things like all the charter fairs. They're getting obviously the one juvenile being set up, being close to the public,
Yeah.
but that's going out just to protect the charter. So they are doing things to ensure that these sorts of things carry on.
It's like John Sells opened up a candy bar store in Wickham.
You know, and the pub down the road from me has got
Just to
a burger
keep
van
the,
set up outside.
tradition.
the charter going as well, isn't it? A
Yeah.
lot of the time, they'll turn up with a ride. But
Good fair that
I
was,
won't-
you know.
I won't bore you too much with the details here, but go and read it. It's obviously doing its thing on social media, but just go and type in Hull Fair on Facebook. It's like the community page for Hull Fair. And go and read the statement, because it's interesting and you'll get a good idea of why a lot of these events aren't kind of going ahead, especially the big ones,
Yeah.
because of the planning and the time, and like we've just said, they need money in advance to secure plots, because otherwise, you know, they can't risk having a ground that size and relying on everyone turning up last minute thinking, you know, they've got space free because people, you know, certain people haven't turned up, and they can kind of secure it this way and get their money in, which is good for these kind of people and big events, I guess. I don't know how in there, isn't it, than the showman's, but
And there's nothing.
yeah, go on.
There's nothing potentially saying that they could be maybe a smaller fair, you know, like a family fair, if they're allowed to go ahead, because obviously they don't require, you know, that high percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it, and I certainly don't want to be negative. I don't like being negative at all, and I want the fairs back as much as in the panel and everybody in the chat and every other producer that's even watching.
You've got to be realistic, don't you?
We want the fairs back as soon as possible, but we've got to be realistic. There's people still dying. Lives come first. People's health comes first. Families come first. You know, this kind of thing, it kind of sits way back really in the real world. Do you know what I mean? Much as that's harsh on the people who provide us with all this entertainment, it's not a necessity, is it? And things need to be put in perspective, I guess, and we need to sort the country out first, and then entertainment is unfortunately the last thing that will take place.
Do we know if fairs in the Netherlands have started travelling again? Because obviously the theme parks are open.
I think that was kind of September, I think, at the earliest, or September. It wasn't going to be at the start like the parks, but this is that's the next thing for discussion, which I find interesting.
I think we can't. I think with the fairs in Netherlands, and I don't think that's irrelevant. I think that's irrelevant because they've been hit so much less than we have.
Yeah, again we have, but they're still going.
But the thing for me is, and I think that statement made the point, is a lot of these fairs and that take people putting money down in advance in the knowledge that it's going to go on. And at the moment, everything's so up in the air. You can't guarantee what's going to happen in 3 weeks' time, let alone 2 or 3 months.
No one get it back. Get out of pocket.
Yeah. If somebody wants to sort out this tit for tat in the chat, I'm sure there's some mods in there.
Yeah, Mark's on it.
Just do your thing. Any of you, I trust you in what you're going to do. So.
Rules are simple. Don't be an arsehole.
Yeah. But just saying, really, I mean, I want to see fairs back as much as everybody else, but more important things first. However, hopefully we still get to see some smaller events and things can change. You know what I mean? What's to say? Yeah. Things can't change. I'm just being realistic. I don't see any change this year, but if they do, I'll be there to, back them up and say I was wrong.
You could get like a Venture Island, Clarence Pier.
Yeah, I think
stuff
the
like
only way. Yeah, I think some amusement park type fairs will open. Yeah. Definitely, I can see that happening, and I'm not being funny. I'll be down to as many of them as I can get to.
Me too.
At least bring your vlogs from there. I mean, there's a few. You've got your parks down where you are, Dave, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm the same here.
Well, I think places like Adventure Island are open, and South End and Dreamland.
I can see Fantasy Island. I can see Fantasy Island giving it a go. I can see Ocean Beach up in South Shields giving it a go. There's some other parks.
Dreamland will, Adventure Island will.
Coast and stuff like that. So, yeah, we've got a chance.
The thing is, even some of the theme parks are like lower attendance, like Water Valley and Pleasurable Hills. Even places like that could look at opening early.
Yeah.
As opposed to places like Thorpe Park where everything's crammed together.
It gets us vloggers out. It's not, obviously we don't really want to be doing theme parks and stuff, but any footage at the minute, we are all in the same boat. And I think, in all honesty, if we got whiff of some kind of theme park or amusement park,
I think you're probably there.
We got to see how it was run, and it looks doable.
Like Blackpool opening day, you're going to end up with like 10,000 vloggers at one
park.
I
think
that whole thing. Yeah,
it's that whole thing. Places we're not kind of really wanting to go to, though, is it? Because there's some people who do them parks, and then people get the views, and we're like bottom feeders, aren't we, in that kind of.
But it's that thing where if you haven't had something for so long, everyone wants it. You look at all the restaurants and the places that have been shut for ages, because people haven't had it. They're open now, and people are just go. It's like it literally is because you haven't had something for so long. As soon as it's available, you want it.
But exactly, I know some sad people that have queued for like 40 minutes, 2 nights back to back for KFC.
Was that you, Craig?
It was Craig.
So yeah, I mean, there's options out there, isn't there? And I think we've got hopefully a chance of something.
Yeah.
That we can obviously get out, because it's, honest. I mean, I'm the first to admit it's not doing me any favours being constantly locked in and just going to work and having nothing to enjoy.
Keep a Chinese family in your cupboard.
Does that work?
Not Chinese, but not after what they eat.
No, they started it.
They're all duct taped up.
How do you have them in there?
Well, there's enough room in there for 4 of them.
I mean, I know that I know Thursday was a crap day because we found out officially about Hull, but in reality, we don't really find ourselves in any more different position now than we were at the start of the week. Because realistically, we all knew Goose and Hull weren't going to go ahead.
Yeah.
We hoped for the
called
best,
it,
but in reality, we knew
called it when other people were saying, "Oh no, this will be a month," kind of.
Yeah.
And everything will be back
And
to
like, I
normal.
mean, yeah, we hoped for the best, but deep down, we knew there was no chance those were going ahead.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So
It's
realistically,
still a kick in the teeth because while there was hope, there was hope. But deep down, like you said, we kind of knew. But,
I mean, I still think there's a little bit of hope of some fairs going out this year. But like I say, who knows? Really, who knows? That's the trouble. It's so up in the air and messed up.
I'll let you know on this in the week, Jake. I've been at work, pal, so...
Has he got spit in his tongue?
I've got to go. Sam, what's going to be? Yeah.
I said on a live stream that I did earlier in the week, you know,
I'm
in
off.
2 months, 2.5, 3 months' time, I could be riding a fair ride, or I could be back in lockdown.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks for coming on, mate. It's been good to
See
have
you,
you on.
Dave.
It's been awesome.
Don't forget to move your big ball.
He's gone.
But you see, that's the
This is a
trouble.
good
In 2.5 months' time, we could all be riding small fairs, or we could be back in lockdown again. That's how stupid this situation is.
Thing is, no one knows, do they?
No, exactly. No, exactly that.
No. But just quickly moving on then from that statement. Theme parks, not something I want to talk about. However, we do need to take note in what they are currently doing because they basically are being the guinea pigs to what we may see in future fun fairs.
Can you just highlight Nationwide's comment, Daz? Because it just shows how badly affected this is.
Yeah.
You know,
that
that was Mark's busiest year. That he was saying to me of recent times.
It's a kick in the teeth. And it makes me sick every day, and I just feel so bad for everybody out there whose businesses, livelihoods have been affected from
just a quick plug. There'll be videos from both of those events. But carry on, Daz. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, just saying it's like a kick in the teeth for all these businesses, showmen, just everyone in general. I feel, really bad that everyone was carrying on. Everyone was living their normal lives.
Yeah.
Nobody was to blame. And then you wake up the next day and basically everybody's livelihood or future or way of life has just been totally ripped from under their feet through not their own doing, if that makes sense. And, it's just heartbreaking where we find ourselves now. And then when you look back to February where we was looking forward to this, people were planning holidays, the future was bright, as they say, and this has affected so many people and they had nothing to do with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And the government have got to sort this out. Do you know what I mean? They can't let businesses fail because they haven't failed through their own fault. Okay, a lot of businesses that may fold were already suffering, but that's not the point. They may have turned it around. You don't know what year they're going to have. It's not for me to rant about it as such. I'm just giving my opinion, and I just think it's wrong, and the government have got to do something. And I know they are, but there seems to be, you're hearing it on the news with quite a few big blue chip companies that are folding, and if they can
forget what I said about Nationwide Amusements.
Right.
Because he's bought a hot tub, a drone, a new PC, and he's had more money on Universal Credit than earns from his business.
Yeah.
So forget about it.
I mean, my heart goes out to everybody, and if I could help you all in any way, I would. And it's just a thought I can't, but you can have a virtual hug. And obviously,
2 meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not virtual social distancing, Des.
No, sorry.
Massive long-armed hug.
You know where I'm coming from, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
nobody's fault, but so many are suffering, and it's
Thing is, when you look back on something like this, everyone can say, "Oh yeah, you should have handled it like this." Everyone can say, "You shouldn't have done this. You should have done this." But no one knew how bad this thing was going to be. So you can stand there now and go, "Oh, as soon as China got 1,000 deaths, you'd have closed the borders." But by then, it could have been on its way over here. So
it's a learning curve, wasn't it?
I blame the clairvoyant at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. You'd think she'd have seen it coming.
Well, she didn't see that cricket bat coming, so how's she going to see
It's
this?
a valid reason, Craig. I'll give you that.
Fucking good point. She says she can tell you the future. She should have seen this shit coming.
And what disturbs me more, why didn't she tell everybody?
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone should have been told it. So basically, if ever you see
they might as well fuck her and truck off now. She's no good.
Brendan Lee in Blackpool, go and get a refund.
I might do that. I might go to Blackpool and go in there and ask her to tell me the future. And when she's finished, say, "You didn't tell me about fucking COVID. You're shit."
Thing is, Craig, it goes further back than that. I mean, even ABBA knew about it because she was telling Fernando there was something in the air that night. So, do you know what I mean? It goes back all the way. Dad, you fallen asleep?
No, I'm I'm tying up these scores.
There's only 5, Daz. It shouldn't take this fucking long.
I'll tell you what.
It's not a draw, is it?
I'm surprised.
It's New York, isn't it?
I'm going to leave it till the end, but I'm going to leave it till the end.
I bet whoever's watching from IceJet is sweating.
Yeah.
So yeah, where was we? Just going back to, we're just going to have a little chat about the theme parks, and
that's the one, Mark.
I urge everybody. I know we're here for the fairs and stuff like that, but I'm sure Connor will say it. I'm sure Craig will say it to a degree, and I'll certainly say it. I've not really got any interest in theme parks. Certainly not in the UK. I won't go vlog a Merlin Park. I'll go to Blackpool again. I won't vlog it. Some of the smaller parks in the UK I haven't been to before. I may vlog, but it's difficult. It's a totally different sort of scenarios, in my opinion.
Theme parks and that was sterile before this happened.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what they're going to be like now?
I don't want to.
The UK ones, but the foreign ones, I really like Death Telling.
That's awesome. But what I want to just, if everybody just keep an eye on the theme parks on the side of caution, that they are going to be the guinea pigs in this kind of industry.
Yeah.
So keep your eye on them. They're the ones that are going to, lead the kind of game. And what they do will tend to drop down on what the fairs do as well, to a degree. So if the theme parks can make it work, it's good for the travelling fun fairs, basically, because if it can work in a park, and it can work in a fair.
I think what you'll get are two divided opinions split right down the middle. You'll have your enthusiasts that go to them and say everything's hunky-dory and fine and everything's great just because they've got back to theme parks.
Yeah.
And you'll have your general public that'll say they're absolutely shite. We queued for ages. We didn't get on anything. We couldn't sit with our family, and it was a nightmare. That's what we're going to get.
Thing. So I'm urging everybody to keep, look at social media, look at any vlogs that are coming out. I mean, I watched a couple from the Netherlands today, and I messaged Connor about it because I found it quite interesting how they've gone about it over there, and it's pretty relaxed, in my opinion.
What was it?
There wasn't a lot.
There
wasn't a lot of people. There wasn't a lot of people in the parks. Now, whether that's scaremongery or what, I don't know, or whether it's rarely limited tickets. So that's something we need to look at on what adventures these parks are going to have in the UK, how many they're going to allow in to justify how it's going to work when they're in the parks. But there wasn't a lot in there, was there, Connor?
No, and they've done a one-way system around the fairy tale forest as well.
Yeah, which
So
is a
usually
big
you could
kind
just
of
like,
area.
it's massive, isn't it? Yeah, usually you could just
Yeah.
walk around it however you want, but now they've put a
Yeah.
one-way system in.
I don't think I even covered it all when I went. I'm sure there was.
I tried as much as I could, but it's massive.
I must admit, I get the feeling, I think the UK theme parks initially will be just full of enthusiasts. I don't think the general public will take the risks.
No,
until they're
I think they're still
100%
going to be
sure.
scared to because they're scared to go
Yeah.
out now. So
Exactly.
I'm sure that's what they're thinking of doing is going to
Plus-
and jumping
plus
on
the other thing-
Smiler with 12 other people.
Well, they're not going to pay like £30-40 for the pleasure of doing it either, because I can
Yeah.
see the parks. You know, even though people have got passes, I can see them reducing the passes to a once a month usage or something like that because they reduce numbers.
It's,
So-
Just want to
16% full.
just stop you there a minute, Craig, just so I can clear this bit up. Holland wasn't really affected, that's why. Yeah, it wasn't affected as like the UK was, but it was still affected and it's still obviously there. And I'm sure, just like here, it should.
Like, I mean, Paul's just said in the chat, the parks are going to be 30% capacity.
Yeah, it's not. It's
That's going to be
15.
taken up by enthusiasts, which means
Yeah.
all you're going to get
And
on
then-
YouTube are vlogs saying how great the parks are, whether
Oh
they're
yeah, there'll be
shit or
certain
not.
ones that kiss arse, and then hopefully there'll
Yeah.
be some honest ones as well.
You
But
know.
then, let me just clear up for Luke, bless him. We're not interested really either, Paul. If you listen to what I was saying, I said we need to follow what they're doing and keep an eye out, because whatever they do, it will fall down onto what funfairs do. So I urge you to keep watch, and
what
then
works
hopefully
with
we
them-
might get some fares.
That Mark Fairfield is the
Whatever
broadcast
works
man
at
with
the
tattoos
theme
on his
parks
head.
will be
I know
filtered
exactly
down
who that
into the
is.
fun fairs.
Yeah,
What Dad
yeah.
says is true.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
like
how
how-
it works. And that's why fairs have not really had any kind of attention, because it'll be the parks where they do the, you know, because it's easier to kind of maintain it in a close kind of space.
but they
Yeah.
can control it,
Yeah.
can't they? They can control the numbers,
Yeah,
they can
it's
control
easy
the
to
flow
control.
of people, and
Yeah.
pretty much everything.
Whereas if a fair's in the town, you can't control it, because you've not just got the people in the fair, you've got the people going about their business in the town as well.
Thing is, when we was at Efteling, we were talking to one of the guys that drove the taxi to give us a lift to the hotel, and he said that that park was something like, I think it was something like 60,000 people on a busy day, and when you operate at 15%, that's still 9,000 people in that park. So it's still a lot of people.
Yeah, it can still be numbers that can certainly gather in places, can't it?
Yeah.
Well, you've only got to have been to Alton Towers on the fireworks evening. That's run on a reduced capacity. Now it's not reduced to 30%, but it's a pretty big reduced capacity, and that place is still
Yeah,
heaving.
it's always reduced, isn't it? That
Thing is,
no
this is
doubt.
what I don't understand, because Efteling's on 15%, so that it makes no sense that UK parks will be on 30 at all.
But I think what Daz said is, I don't think this isn't particularly about theme parks. It's just whatever works at theme parks is what potentially the fairs will have to adopt to be able to get out.
Certain things and certain ways that they do things in a theme park will definitely be
Adopted.
adopted. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But again, I'd urge anybody, just type in Efteling after kind of, I don't know, restrictions or something like that. Any word associated
I mean,
with
the other,
at the moment, and just go and check them out.
the other side to it as well is, and not wishing to sound negative, but there's also the possibility if they open the theme parks and it doesn't work, it'll be what stops the fairs going out this year.
Yeah.
As well, because everybody of the theme park community definitely, but I think a lot of people expect the theme parks to open and it run reasonably smoothly. But there's nothing to say that it won't be an absolute fucking train wreck.
Oh, and that's
Because
the thing.
This is it.
Ride UK has just
I
said
still
that-
don't think you can social distance
No,
in a theme park.
And like Ride UK has just said in the chat,
you know,
what
on
are
a
they going
roller
to do when
coaster.
everybody charges the Wicker Man first or the Smiler first? You can
Exactly.
reduce the capacity, but if all
Yeah,
that
you just
capacity
don't
goes
know
to
how
one
it's
area,
going. Yeah. I mean, there's
So-
still a lot to learn from this, and no theme park in this country is open yet anyway. But if they do get a date for an opening, there'll be a lot of questions.
yeah, who
And
knows?
because I can't see social distancing working on a coaster, even at
No.
reduced capacity. You know, closing certain seats off and stuff like that.
Well, I've said before, I think the problem is even before you get to the actual seat. Like, I mean, if you look at a lot of the buildings that say, I'll use Alton Tower as an example. If you take the Smiler, 50% of that queue line is in an enclosed corridor, literally the width of what your body is. You know,
Yeah.
so even if you're 2 meters apart, you know, you're 2 meters apart in a tunnel effectively. So I don't know how that's going to, if somebody's got it, I don't know how that's going to work. So
Yeah, there's certain scenarios where you're going to be closer than 2 meters in
oh, without a doubt.
for sure. But yeah, just quickly, just go and check. You know, from any vlogger, they'll all cover it. But I found them two quite interesting that I watched today, and certainly the restrictions were far lower than what I was expecting. Basically, markers down in queue lines, hand sanitizer. There was using like a special kind of rod to close lap bars and stuff like that, which is an interesting kind of way of doing it. And it certainly means that you're maintaining that distance, but at the same time, could something affect that rod that they use?
That rod you saw, Dave, how would they, that's okay for pushing the restraint down, but how are they going to make sure that the actual clips?
Well, apparently a lot you're having to do yourself, aren't they? I suppose you'll be kind of...
But they're supposed to test that those are in.
They should, yeah, they should really.
So I don't know how they're going to do that.
No. And it's all this, like, you're going with families, and so you can maintain that. You don't have to maintain that apart. So theoretically, you can all ride on that same length. Say if it was something like a 4-row kind of coaster, you theoretically can all ride that coaster in the same line. But are they going to split families up? If it's 3 of you, how does that work? If you're just with a friend like me and Craig went, we'd have to keep 2 meters, so we couldn't even ride most rides together. You know what I mean? So there's so many unanswered questions, and still, you know, we've been discussing this now for what, 8 weeks, and we're still none the wiser, really, are we?
Well, I think what Ride UK stated there will probably happen at the parks. I think you'll find they'll have marshals. They'll have a marshalling system there where that people are actually marshaled around the park.
Yeah. Answering Dave Newbiggin's question just on here. I can't see him controlling Fantasy Island. I think Fantasy Island will have a permanent fence erected around the entire park. I know it's open in it, but I can see changes there. They've got no choice.
No, they've confirmed that.
Limited. Yeah, it'll be limited capacity. There'll be one entrance and one entrance out, and I think it'll be on like a timed wristband situation, so it gives chance for other people to enter the park. I would have thought. I don't think it'll be a day ticket, because it's kind of not a day park anyway, is it? I know it's handy to have. People can go in the park, leave the park, go back, ride stuff later and stuff like that. But I think there'll be some big changes at Fantasy Island, which will be interesting to keep a watch on. But they are quite active in social media, and they are persistent in opening. So I can see that being one of the first probably to open if they get the go ahead, along with I think.
Did you see what
Blackpool really? Let's be honest. Blackpool Pleasure Beach haven't really been that vocal, have they? In terms of, you know, really.
Did you see what Efteling did with their Vekoma Madhouse? They put like squares in the pre-show area, and then you're all given like a number, and then you have to stand in that numbered square. And then because with the Madhouse, there's 2 doors that go into the ride. It's like one I think it was 1, 3, and 5 go in the left door, then 2 and 4 go in the right door. So they put like squares on the floor, and then that's obviously to keep people separated. So there are ways of doing it.
I mean, they might do it like my local Sainsbury's, reduce the numbers, but once you're in there, it'll be like a fucking free for all. You know, they'll put a few lines
That's
on the
the
floor
problem,
and say
isn't it?
that's what you've got to avoid to.
People can be
They can
very
put-
calm and join a queue, but once they're in,
Yeah, that's what I
everything
mean.
gets, you know what I mean?
And
Moved
Alton
aside,
Towers and
doesn't
these
it?
parts, they might work on the theory of, okay, we put the lines on the floor, we've done our bit, and now it's up to the people to follow it. But if the people don't follow it, it's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what I see in the Sainsbury's and the Tesco's. They've got all the lines and the sections marked out, but
Oh yeah, they
realistically,
all
once they're in the
behave
shop,
while they're queuing, to get in. But once they're inside,
it's fucking
all
every
the
man for
rules
himself.
go out and get thrown out the window. And that'll be
Daz,
the
I
same
just,
once you're inside the theme park.
I'll just
Absolutely.
try and share this for a second.
I think
This
it
is
is.
how they're doing the social distancing on that madhouse.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, and then of course you're potentially going to have Alton Towers trying to marshal it, and then the people will just tell them to F off.
Yeah,
Have you done it?
yeah, it should be on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so obviously that's the white lines is
Oh,
where you
they've got
can
the red
sit.
and the white, yeah.
And then, yeah, so
There's a
obviously
lot
you've
of
got
that
1,
around the park
3,
though, wasn't there?
yeah. If you go back to like the queue line, so obviously those are your squares on the floor. And then if you go back to the queue lines, it's got all of this. So you can
Yeah,
stand
that's
here,
right,
but you can't stand here.
On that
Yeah.
ride on your side,
Trying to keep
Tanner,
them
are they
together.
just opening the one row of seats, or is it the front and back row?
It looks like it's just the back.
Okay.
But I can see why you asked, but that's just, but it literally goes all the way up to the ride, but
But
all the way around
that park when that guy was vlogging it was so quiet, and I don't know
Yeah.
whether you know
I mean that's
was
probably one of the busiest shots there.
I don't know whether that was at capacity at the moment or whether it was a super quiet day. But you could have
But-
just sat on Joris all day, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's like every ride.
in my
if you
opinion-
go through to like the queue lines, I'm trying to find the
Yeah.
perfect shot. But
Which,
they've,
in my
they've
opinion,
all
is
got
not a
that
bad
tape.
thing because Joris is the best ride there.
There you go, look, more tape in the queues
Yeah.
to separate the 2 meters.
But what
yeah.
what alarmed me is no masks.
No, none at all. No mask and no
Overland
glass.
either.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I'm quite happy with that because I don't really want to wear masks because I'd look a cunt. However, it would hide the majority of my ugly face. So
I
that
could have said something then, but I
See,
really,
I think
tried,
I'm the same
man.
lines as Daz there, and that's why I want to wear a mask. I'm not too bad from there up, you see. So I
do you know the nicest mask I've seen, and it was only through scouring on Instagram, and that was the Imascore ones. You know, the ones that do the music, and I quite like the look. I thought, yeah, that one looks all right, but it's out of stock. And I don't want one of them medical ones. You know, them blue things that just look like a nappy on your fucking gob.
You sure you don't want to drive halfway down the M40 and find a big old pile of rubble and vlog it with a mask on? Do you not want to do that?
No. No. I'll start getting the shakes halfway down the M40 anyway, it's too close to the window.
Tyler Owen in the chat's gone, theme park fanny talk is not on. It is on when it's a foreign theme park.
Yeah, I will say now, if I ever go abroad again, I will definitely vlog a foreign
To be honest,
park.
it's not
European.
It's not theme park fanny talk. It's more about what's going to
Safety.
come, what's coming for fairs, basically.
Yeah.
They just happen to be what it's going to be dumped on.
Yeah, here you go. I love my fairs. Yeah, I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Fairs are the number one for me. However, I still do enjoy a roller coaster. And if you haven't been to Europe, there's some amazing parks out there, and I've certainly not seen half of them. Probably 1% I've seen. But if you are into coasters and fair rides, I would highly recommend you take a trip to Portaventura and definitely Wallaby Holland, and thank me later and you won't be disappointed with either of them two parks. And it's a holiday as well. What better way to spend 4 or 5 days in Spain or Holland, have a few beers with your mates, ride a few coasters. You know, it doesn't have to be about one set subject all the time. There's more out there.
And you'll come back from
still
Spain with a tan and the shits.
Yeah, and you'll still get your general amusement rides that you're seeing from fairs there as well. So we're not discussing theme parks, don't get me wrong. What we're trying to say is this is the guinea pig as to what it's going to see happening and how fairs, the new kind of normal is going to be. They've got to test it somewhere, and I feel they're doing it at the theme parks first, and that's why I'm saying just keep yourself up to date with it, because we can get fairs quicker rather than just moping about it. So keep your eye on it, trust me, and hopefully we'll see this step back.
The reality is it's coming, in it. These restrictions are good. If the fairs go out, these restrictions are going to come with it. And so,
Yes, he has, Mark.
Yeah,
Yes,
the masks aren't great. Masks are creepy. Some say masks are a waste of time. Other people say masks are actually effective. I tend to go with the experts when they say the masks can be effective, especially indoors. So, it's whatever it takes, really.
I've got a pig mask I wear when I go shopping.
Pig keeper's daughter, Matt.
That's
full on.
Has that got the hole in the middle?
Yeah.
The lips? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, no, not
Right,
shopping,
so-
dogging.
I think we've pretty much covered that area then. If anybody else, anything to add to it?
No, I just want to know the results.
Yeah. Right, we'll call this a day. We're 2 hours 36, so we'll see if we can go to 3 hours, but I'm not going any further. So basically for the last 20 odd minutes, just open the chat up to any questions that you can ask Macaulay, Connor, Craig, or me. So get your questions in, and while we wait for some to come in, I'll head back over to the results for the Battle of the Rides Part 1. IceJet v New York. What does everybody think?
I don't know, after your reaction earlier, I'm going with New York.
Yeah.
I think it's close. I reckon it's a point either way, and I wouldn't like to say which.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're both great rides. It's one of them, isn't it? I've got a feeling New York with how you reacted earlier, but we'll have to see.
I've got a sneaky feeling it might be a draw.
Connor?
Yeah, I'm going with New York. Although every time I see Mark Fairfield in the chat, I get a little bit scared because I know exactly who he is, because he said earlier. He's the bald dude that works on there with the tattoos on his head. He was wearing sunglasses. He was wearing
Is that Mark Fairfield?
he was wearing sunglasses when I saw him last and chewing bubble gum or chewing gum. So I was like, I really don't.
He's a top guy, mate. He's awesome.
He's a nice dude.
He was on IceJet on our video dancing down the boards. He's awesome.
That's him. Yeah.
I think he's in my Goose Fair vlog.
Yeah.
He's an absolute ledge.
Yeah, he is. He's a legend, mate.
See, I feel sorry now because I know who he is. Some people are saying IceJet.
Yeah.
Dave Newbingen has spelt the CUNT word wrong. Cooper. Funfair Junkie's gone New York.
I'm going to put it on the ticker tape.
On the what?
Ticker.
Ticker tape.
What the fuck is that?
Across the bottom of the screen.
Down the bottom. All right. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is that? So, any questions coming through?
No, not
No, they're just suggestions.
What have I just wrote? I've
nation.
typed out New York, New York. But I've typed out new. No questions. Come on, guys, in the chat. I know you're probably sick of asking us questions, but is there anything we can help you with?
Tyler saying a tad mean, Tom's a G. I assume that's going to Nationwide Amusements comment. I have no comment on that. Night Pole.
Right, I am going to put the results up now, rather than me calling it, because
You don't want the backlash.
I don't want the backlash. So,
What are you going to say? The Terminators did it.
but this is over 5, and this isn't just me. I've gave what I thought was the winner of each category, and so have these guys in the panel. Obviously, we couldn't get results in from the chat because, you know, there was that much going off that their opinion don't count anyway. It does.
Stand on it, Mark.
There we go. Is that it? No.
Why is there a dining room chair in Craig's bedroom?
Oh dear, mate. Shit a brick. I did not expect that.
Wow.
No, me neither.
New York won. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So New York goes into the final. But
I thought it'd be a lot closer than that.
wait. All is not lost. All is not lost. There is.
What's lost?
All isn't.
There is one wild card to go into the final, where us as a panel, once all the rides have been judged, there will be a wild card of the remainders.
You're right then, Fairfield. We'll vote it in on the wild card. You're sorted, mate.
Yeah. So, you know, IceJet,
Yeah.
you're all right.
It's good to go. You're in.
You're in the final.
Yeah, you made it.
I knew we could sort this out. So yeah, there is a wild card. I'm pretty sure
It's a word that everyone keeps using in Paul's live streams that comes to mind.
Rigged.
Rigged.
But no, they were our thoughts. They were our thoughts. So
No, you haven't, Mark. No, you haven't, Mark.
Put that comment up on the screen, the Nationwide Amusements, and discuss.
yeah, I've just seen it.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
You want to finish off the evening by explaining this comment?
Yeah. I'll tell you a secret, right?
And the little courgettes are nice.
Bollocks.
He had your bollocks. Fucking hell. Well, fair play for you for coming out and admitting it. Like, I mean, I'd have been slightly more coy, but.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
I happen to agree with Dave there. It did me as well. However,
He's just sour because he didn't ride it in Milton Keynes.
no, that was New York. He didn't ride it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But like you say, both stunning rides, and I've loved putting it together as a battle. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope you have. I've got nothing else really to.
I mean, it was good. Like, I mean, I think the one thing it has shown is just how fucking good those two rides are. Like, I mean, I know we've had a laugh and joke and we've had the result, but the reality is you can't really split them. They are both that fucking good. You know, they really are. And you've seen the trouble we've had to go to just to pick, not necessarily even pick faults, but, you know, to find a reason between the two of them. And I think that just is that's a credit to both rides because it shows just how good they are.
Yeah. However, I just want to add that in the poll, it's not going to focus. I don't think. There's nothing there, is there?
No.
There was 8 votes to 4. Not many people voted, to be fair, but it was up there. It was 8 for IceJet and 4 for NewYork. So it just shows the split opinion. So what I could do,
that's for the same reason. People probably just couldn't pick.
yeah. So even if I had 8 points, even if I had 8 points to NewYork to IceJet, that puts it on 17.
Just to prove that I haven't.
And the 4, hang on, Connor, please. And the 4 for NewYork, that puts it on 19. So that just shows if you had 10 points on how close it was.
Yeah.
17 to 19. But should we say a point to IceJet, which puts it on 9, and then puts it on 10?
Yeah.
And then that could, the one with the most points in the losing category goes through to the wild card.
Yeah.
Points, no? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, it seems like you're making up the rules. So does it matter?
Yeah, I
think it's good. I think it's good covering all the bases.
Yeah.
And can I just say,
no problem,
even though
no
Connor
problem,
just showed
Ryan.
us a picture of his ceiling, what you didn't show us, Connor, was the button next to your bed that when you press it, the ceiling spins round and there's the picture of fucking
That don't work anymore.
Tony's just said.
I bet Mark sniffed them tissues.
Got to peel them off the wall first.
Tony just said, what's next week's Rocker Plane versus Big Wheel? Well, Rocker Plane would win, but however, I've not done a Rocker Plane, so I can't really come on and judge something I haven't.
There's 2 ghost trains that you've done though that need discussing.
Yeah, I think next week it's going to be Battle of the Ghost Trains, and we are going to put 2 of the biggest head to head. I know they don't travel specifically around the UK, but you do have an opportunity to see them once a year at Hyde Park. That's well, when they're there, and that's Demonian v Haunted Mansion, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have ridden both, so I do have an opinion. Not a massive one because it's not something I'm that clued up on it as such in ghost trains. Probably because we don't get a lot in the Midlands area, if I'm honest. But,
Can you just clear up for Ride UK, Daz? Can you just clear up that you're not actually going to be doing next week about the anti-diarrhea pill, Imodium?
No. We'll discuss Imodium and paracetamol the week after.
Yeah.
To see which cures it the best. But yeah, I'm sure Connor's got quite a bit to say on those 2 rides.
Yeah.
Craig, have you done them?
I haven't, no. So I'll be in the audience next week. I've seen them from the outside. Does that count?
Might be me and you, Connor. I picked a tricky one here.
I've seen them from the outside. If that counts.
Yeah, I ain't done them. I've seen off-ride and on-ride, but that's it.
Well, we'll watch a few POVs and then you can join in.
I'll watch some POVs and some on-ride POVs, and I'll be clued up by next week.
Get Chris Pike on the chat.
Right.
And Dave. Me and you, Chris Pike and Dave.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Chris Pike on, wouldn't it?
I can say hi to my dad.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite funny. Right, leave that with me. That's my job for next
You'll have to
week.
start your stream at 3 in the afternoon to get him sober.
Yeah, that'll be a lunchtime stream because hopefully I'll still be sober and just like on his 8th siding or something like that. Should be okay.
It's been necking the dark fruits for 6 hours straight.
Yeah. Right, I'm done, person.
Sorry, Mark keeps putting shit in the chat that makes me giggle. Can we just
remember
that?
when that Chinese woman stopped in the street and tried to work you out as she was 4 foot and she was 6'4"?
I kid you not. She walked past me and Mark, staring at me, and Mark went, "Did you see that?" And I went, "Yeah, she's just staring at me. She walked past."
to be fair, if she hasn't seen anything like you before, Connor, she was probably considering fucking eating you.
She's seen things like me. They've had Godzilla for years.
Fucking hell, that's the only thing we had this year.
Godzilla.
Yeah. Fucking
Godzilla
COVID will
and
go.
murder
Fucking
hornets.
Godzilla will come down the Thames barrier.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I had a whale of a
Okay,
time.
lads. Connor, anything you want to finish off with?
No, I'm going live on Monday, 9 o'clock. Anyone wants to join in, you are more than welcome.
Well, depending on what time you're going to go ahead. What time is it?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Hopefully I'm back.
Later on.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm back from work, and if you are doing a panel, I'll jump in and say.
More than welcome to come on. I'm hoping Ryan comes on and Craig.
Yeah, should be around.
And Mark says, can he write the questions again? Fuck me. I'll get back to him.
Well, if you read by what he's been saying in the chat, he's already done that.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He exposes far too much of my life, that bloke. What happens when you're the only vlogger to meet him in person?
Who should we go to? Craig?
Yes, mate.
Words?
No, it's been really fun. Like, I mean, I thought this was a good idea before, and it's turned out to be even better than I thought it would be. I think, first of all, it's just really nice to be back talking about rides again and not all the other shit and everything else. It's just nice to be talking about rides that we enjoy riding and stuff like that again. And yeah, I look forward to the next one. It's really good.
All right, glad you enjoyed it. I've had a good time. I enjoyed it. Macaulay, we still haven't got round to discussing your passion or anything, have we? But we'll get round to it one day. But if you want to do a quick plug, mate, feel free. While there's still a few in the chat.
See you, Dave.
So it's been a great live again. Cheers for having me on. Nice to hear other people's opinions about the two rides. And yeah.
Cool. Any channel you want to plug?
No.
No. All right, you know where to find him. It's Funfair and Friends. I'll give you a shout.
You'll also be able to find him next time I go live, which might be Tuesday. I'm going to do about a half-hour section on Macaulay because he sent me a lot of videos of the models he makes.
Yeah, that's what I said about his passion. We haven't really spoke about it, have we?
Anybody who wants to see the first part of that, tune in on Tuesday because I tell you they are worth seeing. They are really worth seeing. So Ryan's going to hopefully Macaulay's going to be on there and talk us through about how long they've taken to make and what he does to them. So it should be good.
Yeah, get questions ready.
Yeah. Get questions into Macaulay, and he'll. I'm sure you'll have questions once you see the rides he's done in the past and what he's doing in the future as well, which we all know about, but I don't think a lot do in chat, so it's going to be good. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, pal. Obviously, to hop onto Painful Vlogs and the Kobe Roll, give them a subscribe and a like and all that if you haven't already. You know where to find me. Thank you for joining me again.
Shout out to Heather Graham.
Shout out to Heather Graham. She disappeared. Never
Just
mind.
as Mark arrived.
Just as Mark arrived.
What's a creepy thing?
But yeah, just to finish, I've enjoyed this tonight, and it's been nice for once not to have any unnecessary drama, or you know what I mean. It's just been nice, and we've discussed a few things, and it's been just nice atmosphere. I've enjoyed it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
And until the next one, then I shall see you all in a week, I guess.
Yeah.
Is this where we're going to do the awkward waving now and keep waiting till it's gone off and not know?
Well, I thought we should pinch
Can change that if you want.
PT Vlogs and just give it an old Sandbook cue them credits.
Well, I don't think I can bring myself to do it.
No, me neither, to be honest with you.
Can we do a Sandbrooks Dad and do Candle in the Wind instead?
Yeah, well, you can sing the line.
Fuck that. And it seems to me I'm like a candle seems to me. Never knowing.
I want no part of this.
Hang
on, hang on, 2 seconds.
This time.
I guess that's
All
why
right,
they call
guys.
it
Thanks for giving up your time to watch us talk about things you enjoy. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll do an awkward Shane wave, shall we? Bye. Just gotta find the do the awkward turn off the screen face. Is that it? Have I found it? I think I found it.
No, we're still on.
I can't turn it off.
Use your other fucking hand.
Got it. Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, God, press another button. I didn't.
Oh,
He's grabbing an imaginary tit there.